scientist.
Suffice it that the blood of 1,000 men and women was spilled within these walls. Limbs twisted and broken. Eyes gouged from bloody sockets. Flesh burned black.
Please. You await the dead. In death, there are no accidents, no coincidences, no mishaps, and no escapes. What you have to realize is that we're all just a mouse that a cat has by the tail.
The number you have reached, 911, has been changed to a non-published number.
That's the wrong song, man. Try again.
We should just play that one.
All right, hang on. Here we go. Welcome one, welcome all to World of the Unexplained, the 2007 year in review, or as I like to say, 2007. This is Jay Scott.
This is Trent Lackey. Should old acquaintance be forgot? Well, we haven't forgotten our guests from this year. We've had quite a number of... That's a nice little segue, right?
That was. It was good. I like that.
Almost worked out pretty well.
Yeah, but almost. No.
Had a large number of interesting guests, and basically the show is going to kind of recap some of those classic moments
the
from
classic moments.
2007, and then some of the not so classic ones. But,
Yeah, we had a lot of great guests this year, and we had a lot of crap guests too. Probably, I don't know. We'll recall them as we go. I can't think of any crappy ones off the top of my head. But give me time.
But it's been a while, since I've been here. I just suddenly realized that. Been a number of shows
we're
I've missed out
with Dee Clements.
Yeah.
Dee.
The infamous Dee,
Hey,
man of mystery.
How's it going? Hey, everybody.
Dee, you doing all right?
I'm doing fine.
Good.
Now,
good.
Chuck's not here with us this time, which is usually opposite. It's usually Chuck's here and Trent's not. No, that's what's happened this year anyway. No, really, this year's been weird because you've missed a lot of shows this year.
I have. There's been a
lot of different things.
Number of things I had to take care of. So,
and I've missed one or two as well.
That's right.
Anyway, the first guest that we had in 2007 was on New Year's Day 2007. It was Rich Anders,
The infamous Rich Anders.
and
I don't know why I'm kind of saying the infamous to every one of our guests. Maybe I should stop.
Here's the first line of this. Here's the first line of the podcast description. Meet the man Jay Scott first called an Antichrist on WOTU. Rich Anders claims to be in telepathic communication with extraterrestrials and claims to have brought Frank Sinatra out of hell.
That's true.
Yeah.
And JFK, I think.
I don't remember.
JFK.
I just remember that Rich turned out to be like just a continuing guest that would, come in over and over again throughout the course of the show and still calls in from time to time.
Yeah, shares some interesting perspectives on things, I have to say.
Yeah.
He's got a different look on things.
Yeah, he does.
And so,
yeah.
I don't think you called him an Antichrist in that show.
I did. Yeah, I did on that one.
In this particular one?
Yeah, this is the first time we had him on. That's why I called him an Antichrist.
Gosh,
yeah.
you know what? I mean, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that was an interesting show. Yeah,
He told us if we'd read his book, if you'd read my book, you remember?
Yeah, that's true. And then
he also said something about you. He couldn't discuss it with you because you didn't have the intellectual.
I didn't have the understanding capacity to understand.
You were not.
I wasn't smart enough, I guess.
Basically, that's what he called you.
Yeah.
So you called him an Antichrist, and he called you dumb.
Yeah.
More or less, but it was all in good fun.
It was. That's why we keep having him back. We love the torture.
Yeah. He was a great guest.
January 9th, January 8th, Matthew DeLuise.
Right. He had a pretty, I remember that.
Had a cool accent.
Yeah, that's true.
Reptilian agenda, more of that David Icke kind of stuff.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, what was he talking about? I mean, he was talking about his abduction story and the notion of the aliens and whatnot. And
the Amen thing.
Right, his whole perspective on that. That was a pretty interesting show.
Chris Roller, Godly Powers. You know, he still emails me. I got one from him near Christmas, something about how everyone should worship him because he's Jesus or something. I'm like, oh my God. Who's on the bullet train to hell? Can we raise our hands, please?
Just call Rich, he'll get you out.
We got more.
That's
Yeah,
true. You know what? I mean, it worked out well because we found out a guy who can get people out of hell, and here we have a guy who's going straight towards it. You know, it works out well. You know,
the self-proclaimed father of Celine Dion's child.
Right, and he's being sued by everybody. Apparently,
and 2 million other women.
And 2 million other women.
Yeah, apparently, he's being sued by every other.
Oh, you know, we got more email. We got more email about him than from anybody else. People emailing the show going, "I can't believe you've sank this low." I thought it was a great interview.
I thought it was too.
I liked it. You know, take it as it comes.
You know, it was just totally tongue in cheek and just wacky. You know, I think we just can leave it at that. You know, he thinks he's God. Really, honestly, where do you go from that point?
Where do you go from there? You're exactly right. Jason Hawes from Taps.
That's exactly where.
January 22nd. Exactly. And that was a good interview, from what I believe.
Right.
And you know, that led to our encounters with him and all that kind of good stuff.
Great
close encounters.
I'd kind of like. Well, I don't know. They're pretty busy guys, but I've never had. I mean, it'd be cool to get Jason and Grant on the show.
It would be.
You know, yeah. I mean, we haven't done that yet, but great interview otherwise.
Let's see here. January 29th. This caps off our January from that year, and this is probably why I don't think that it was either in December or the January. I don't remember when your thing was, but Molly Stewart interview 2.
Oh yeah, right.
Ghost Among Us. You remember you went up there to you actually saw this place. I didn't.
Yeah, I did. It was really cool. We were up in Salem, and you know, Salem is a witches, and it almost becomes
vampires.
Sort of
it's like
it almost
duck, goose, witch, vampire.
Right. That's a pretty interesting little Halloween game.
That,
I gotta remember that one. But anyway, you know.
Demon, Satan.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Beta Zoo, Tanari. Okay. Right, I'm kind of going D&D there.
we can go this way all night.
But when we're in Salem, I mean, okay, the witch thing, it's pretty cool, but it starts to feel like a one-horse town. And then all of a sudden you start getting this impression of like, wait a minute, they're just trying to take my money. Like I don't care if I'm going to get in trouble with this or not, who cares? But the Pirate Wax Museum up in Salem, come on. I mean, really, come on. A Pirate Wax Museum.
It's fun.
It's me losing money to something stupid, you know? But we found Molly Stewart's place. She has a museum up there and a little ghost tour, which we didn't get to see, and the other shop where she tells a rather bone-chilling story that has nothing to do with witches or Salem, you know, and I found it very refreshing. And the museum was pretty cool, too. So they had a really classic vampire hunting kit in there.
Yeah, that's right.
It was really, really awesome. I mean, if you ever find yourself up in that area, you know, that's definitely the place to go. But, yeah, good interview otherwise. Didn't she get in a fight? Say something about getting in a fight in that episode?
With a cell phone?
Right.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, it was a fight with a cell phone.
Yeah.
That was interesting. You know, it's what happens in the off season up there.
It's kind of like we'll come back to that. Searching for the Afterlife. My Search for the Afterlife. Dennis Spaulding's book.
Yeah, he's the guy that basically communicated.
The number 13 or 17 or 14 or something. I don't remember what number it was.
His son.
Yeah, it was. You know, he's a smart guy. I think he's just one of those persons that you know, he looked the wrong place for the answers, and he got so caught up in it that he just never let it go.
Maybe.
And my heart does go out to the man, and I do feel for him.
You can't really say a whole lot about it. I mean, you know, in criticism, it's a way of coping.
It's just like he's seeing his son in everything. You know, he's finding some way to tie it back to him. It's like he's trying too hard to justify it.
Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe not. I mean, it's a very kind of a sad story, and yet maybe somewhere in there's a bit of, you know, a glimmer of positive. But, you know, generally that was a pretty dark.
It was a sad
interview.
way for a kid to go.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
Terrible way for a kid to go that age. Yeah, and he's got this little online cemetery type of, not really cemetery. What's it called? Sanctuary type thing you can go to. Yeah. Jerry E. Smith, March the 1st. Weather Warfare.
February.
Oh, I'm sorry, February the 12th. It was posted March 1st because I'm slack.
No.
Excuse me. February 12th, 2007, we had Jerry E. Smith on. He was the guy that brought us Harp and the Secrets of the Holy Lance, and he came back to talk about weather warfare. Harp was probably, possibly involved in that.
Right.
I don't know. It was, the Hurricane Katrina. We talked about that.
Mm-hmm. A number of things like that. I don't know. This, we've had a pretty bizarre weather year. I'd say.
I don't think this year really though.
No, nothing catastrophic. But I mean,
last year was crazy.
Yeah.
The year before, but it seemed like this year things kind of.
Well, we had a lot of flooding. I mean, we had a lot of problems with water. Those floods all over the country. And yet here,
that usually doesn't happen.
Yeah, and
Texas,
right,
and all those
you don't really get a lot of floods in there, and yet in the southeast, it's one of the worst droughts on record. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
it's like when now they're having all those snowstorms.
yeah, and then all of a sudden, the same thing's repeating itself. But tonight it's very, very rainy. So I mean,
Yeah.
we're
The wonderful pre-record.
No, Scott, it's December 31st, don't you know?
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, we're in here on New Year's Eve live.
Yeah,
right.
totally live. We're totally live.
The day before.
The day before.
Now,
live that day.
March the 1st, 2007, Bill Sneblin, The Ex-Vampire Interview 2. This is where he talks about Mormonism. So anybody that's going to go out there and vote for Mitt Romney, listen to this one first. The magic underwear.
Yeah. Spirit babies.
Well, wasn't he the one that said that the Mormons even had in their secret tabernacle some kind of room set up looking like the Oval Office because they've always wanted one of theirs to get there? Yeah.
That's what he said.
Now's their best shot.
I think so.
Mitt, they're counting on you, buddy. Don't let them down. You, my friend, will inherit the magic underwear.
And the spirit babies.
Yeah.
And the secret occult symbols or whatever.
Here's the one I missed.
Yeah.
Wade Davis, March 5th.
Serpent and the Rainbow guy, yep.
February 26th.
Oh, I'm sorry, February 26th. I keep messing that up. I guess I got the bill date wrong too, but yeah, I don't remember what date that actually was. But yeah, February 26th, Wade Davis, Serpent and the Rainbow. I was taking the bar exam that
You
time.
were.
right.
That was the one I passed.
Yep.
Yeah,
It was good luck.
it was. I called in and went all conservative on him for a little bit.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear the show. I was so mad because my hotel had broadband and it didn't work just that day. It was just that day it didn't work. So I was trying to do it through dial-up and it just was not happening.
I think it was a pretty stalwart interview. D, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it was really good. It went really well.
So I was 2 hours away from home.
Yeah.
Couldn't hear it.
I think so. I mean, one of the more interesting things.
Yeah, I listened to it. I listened to it later during the edit.
What did you think about it?
I thought that one story about them setting him on fire, or him setting himself on fire, that was hilarious.
It was insane.
It was insane.
And yet somehow it was like
this guy's the real Indiana Jones.
oh,
right here.
totally. I mean, he was a really cool guest and
And
had
the
a.
other thing is the fact that he said he doesn't really do many interviews or radio interviews.
That's true, it's
We actually
rare.
got him, which was just
I know.
amazing.
It's
I mean,
rare that we have him.
it took a few months to get him too.
Yeah, it was. I was very happy to get that guy on there.
Oh, wait.
Probably one of my favorits of the year.
I've got your friend here, Trent.
Oh no,
Pastor Harry Walther, Satan's Rapture. March the 5th, 2007. Oh, me.
wait a minute. Was that him or?
That was the guy I set him up. I had Terry.
Oh yeah,
That was the
that's
first
right.
WOTU, that's the first WOTU Springer moment right there.
You did.
I had him
totally
set
did
up.
that,
I totally did it on purpose. It was kind of spiteful and mean of me.
Yeah, it was.
But man, it was fun though, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a lot of sparks.
Looking
flying that
back,
night.
it was fun. Church of Philadelphia on the internet. Yeah.
Church of Philadelphia
On the internet.
on the internet.
Yeah, that's what he claims.
That was a very interesting little moment when you had, I didn't know anything about it. Gosh, I mean, it was some pretty severe moments,
Yeah.
I would think. I mean, I didn't get quite to the point of, what was it, Prophet Yahweh, remember that one? Whenever that other guy
Oh,
came
yeah,
on.
that got crazy.
Wait a minute, that was
him.
That was
him.
Pastor Harry
Yeah, that
talking
was
to
him.
Prophet Yahweh.
That was him.
And then all of a sudden,
He's the one he told him to shut the blank up.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, here later on, we have Pastor Harry, and the same thing happens.
Yeah,
in a
well, but
different way.
we set that up.
Yeah.
It was kind of mean, but it was fun. March 19th, Randy Harrigan, the UFOstore.com. That was a good one. I like Randy. I mean, I talked to him off air a lot. He's a really, really super nice guy. And he's got that UFODVD.com. Now I know he wants to come back on the show, so we'll have to bring him on for 2008. Talk about the UFO DVD thing.
He was great fun.
He gave some stuff away too last time. Remember?
He did. Yeah,
One of our listeners, he gave him like a $25 gift certificate or $20, something like that. Yeah.
Just boom, there it is.
So you guys need to be listening for him when he comes back
it's
on.
so boom.
Yeah. Oh, this was a good one. March 19th.
That was just a weird one, man.
Wait a minute. I'm getting my dates mixed up here. I don't know what date that was. Well, anyway, Angela Moore, when she came on in March at some point in time, it says the 19th, but
That was a double.
that was a double.
Yeah.
We didn't have them both on. No, this was 2 different shows.
Oh, weird. Okay.
I don't remember this.
No, I mean, it was definitely in 2 different shows.
The Hillbilly Psychic. Yeah, that was a good one. She was pretty good.
Yeah, she really freaked us out.
She did. She freaks a lot of people out.
She what did
Isn't she the one that called you
She's the one-
drowning card?
Oh, yeah.
Or was that somebody else?
that was a different one.
That was a different one?
That one with the drowning one was the
The other one I made fun of?
the earlier one, Spalding. He had that.
Oh, yeah, he had that chick on with him. I forgot to mention her. I don't
Right.
remember her name. I'm not going to go back to look at it.
But
you know how I feel about psychics, generally.
The Hillbilly Psychic was pretty dead on about.
Yeah,
a lot
Angela
of things
Moore's
with
pretty
you,
good.
with me, with everyone, and then she kind of implied that
Oh, she's the one who said
some
the thing falls or whatever.
the what.
Was she the one that said something about a child that died in our studio or something?
Or it was following us around.
Yeah, like a young man or whatever that had
Hung
some
around
kind
when we did the radio
of
show.
had some kind of a connection with one of us or the show itself. And
Yeah.
committed suicide or something like that.
Listening to our show probably killed him. No, I'm kidding. When we had one of the bad guests on, he's like, "I can't take it anymore, man."
That's wrong, man.
Now, you remember that movie from the '80s, Pump Up the Volume, where the kid commits suicide because he's listening to the. You ever seen the movie?
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay,
know.
you
Christian
guys know
Slater.
what I'm
I
talking
know.
about. Yeah. And the kid's like in high school and he wants advice on something. He's like, well, da 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 da, and then he ends up killing himself. Real bad stuff. Anyway,
But apparently that's one of the moments. But she was a really nice lady too.
shockingly wonderful.
Excellent, Mr. Bond.
March 26th.
That
That's
was
Steven
a lot. I'm
Tyler's
sorry.
birthday from Aerosmith, March 26th, by the way. We had Dr. Raymond Moody on, father of the NDE, near-death experience.
true.
That was a real crowning. Well, not only that, Wade Davis was one of those guests like that the once-in-a-lifetime kind of guest you've got to have, your Larry King moment of radio.
Yeah.
And I think this was another one. I mean, somebody as respected as Dr. Moody coming on this show. He coined the phrase near-death experience. He sold over 13 million copies of 11 books worldwide. He's been on NBC, ABC, Donahue,
on everything.
Geraldo, Joan Rivers. He's been everywhere. He's got, PhD, 2 master's degrees. I mean, he's just amazing. A good show. A good show.
A great guest and a really nice guy too.
Real nice
Very
guy.
informative about the whole subject, if I remember correctly. You know?
Yeah, and excuse me. And I was trying to get somebody else on. I can't remember it was another doctor that he had worked with before, and I can't remember who it was. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I can't recall, but it was good stuff. And I just hated that it went down like that, dog. Anyway,
What are you talking?
Jackson all of a sudden?
huh?
Who are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about. I couldn't get the guy on. I called him. Talked to his publisher. His publisher talked to him. He said no, he didn't want to do it anymore. I called him back. Called the publisher back.
said
I said,
no.
talk to him again.
Yes,
tell
that's
him,
right.
I continue to
Right,
harass.
I
I
remember
almost
this
looked his
guy.
phone number up and called him myself.
Yeah.
It was real bad. Dr. Cyril Wecht.
Oh yeah.
That was another crowning moment
Back
in
to back,
2007.
really.
Yeah.
That's 3.
JFK assassination. This is the man. I mean, we've had him on this show.
Yeah,
we've had him on.
We've had him on Third Rail.
Third Rail,
not too long ago. He was
Did the Elvis Presley autopsy.
unbelievably busy, and he has been at the center of some of the most significant moments in American history.
O.J. Simpson, Jean
Yeah.
Benet Ramsey. I mean, all this stuff.
I mean,
Waco,
really.
He also
Branch
did,
Davidian, Jeffrey McDonald.
Monroe,
Oh, what's her name?
Marilyn Monroe.
No, not
No, no.
no.
Oh,
Jean Benet. Are you thinking of?
No, I was thinking about the other lady.
Oh,
the one-
Smith.
yeah, and
Nicole Smith. Yeah,
Nicole Smith as well.
big news this past year. Let's see here.
But anyway, I mean, very, very significant guy and really, really busy. I mean, he was
I
talking.
don't see how he finds time to do all
I
this
know,
stuff he
seriously. I mean, he was.
does. He was on Third Rail the other week, and he was like, "Well, how many have you done now?" And this was early December, and he gave us a number. It was something stupid. It's like doing 2 a day or something. I mean, or 1 a day. I mean, it really gets. And that was just he wasn't done with the year yet. He's already done more than 1 a day on
He
average.
said
I
it
think.
averages, what was it, like 300 and...
300 and so, yeah, it's close to 360 something a year or something. It's something crazy. Plus, he's doing all this other stuff, teaching at law school, teaching at med school, writing books, doing
How
interviews.
can he do it?
I don't know.
I mean, seriously,
He's Superman.
Seriously,
And I mean, he's not getting any younger by any means.
and he's still just going.
strong.
We could all take some
some
advice.
lessons from that. Yeah.
You know, some just lessons from just Cyril Weck's career. But
Okay.
excellent interview. Anyway,
Moving on, April 25th, E.P. Grandin, Man and Impact in the Americas.
that's his picture.
Yeah. At Burnt Corn, Alabama. I still don't recognize the significance of that. He thought it was something.
Basically, he was
I had a hard time with this guy.
I know.
I really did. I didn't know what the heck was going on.
He
with
was
most of the interview.
well, just to kind of summarize, because I mean, he was talking about basically, astronomical events, and in terms of Native American culture, so he's talking about the comet myths and impacts, and tidal waves that affected Native Americans.
I'm sorry, that was April 9th, 2007.
Oh,
I
anyway.
misstated the date.
So anyway, I mean, he was talking about the mound builders, the copper trading giants, back in the prehistory of America. He was talking about the infamous Mayan doomsday calendar, and their astronomical. If there's anything that,
And we're moving on. April 16th. Sorry, man. Go ahead.
You just cut me off.
I know I did, man. It's because it was a bad time for me. That whole interview.
Could have let me at least finish that.
Go ahead, man.
thought.
Finish
I
your
mean, I
thought.
was really done.
Finish it.
I'm
Go
done.
ahead.
I'm done.
Go ahead, man. No, don't let me step on it, man. Go ahead.
No, you already did.
All right.
Moving on. It was difficult. No, seriously.
It was difficult for you too,
because
I remember.
it was a difficult book. I mean, it was a very informative book.
That thing was like that thick.
Yeah, it was like a textbook. Like you should have taken a college class.
Font
for it.
size 7.
I mean, I'm not kidding. It was really hard read, and it was very informative. But really, it was like a college textbook in a way. But if you guys pick it up, it's very informative about the subject.
And it's expensive too, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so.
It was like $35. We didn't pay for it. We never pay for our books.
No,
but-
because we're WOTU.
That's right. We're getting the WOTU discount. It's the WOTU 5-finger discount,
Yeah.
dog.
Dog.
Yeah.
Anyway, April 16th.
Daniel Brinkley, Saved by the Light. And, this
right.
was the movie,
Yes.
Saved by the Light. I believe it was, I think that was the same title of the movie, which you guys can pick up. Real nice guy.
At one point, he wasn't.
Daniel.com.
If I remember correctly, he was kind of a hard dude at one point in time before his experience sort of changed him.
Just a mean SOB, the way he describes himself.
yeah, that's what he said.
I mean, some craziness going on there.
Mega crazy.
Crazy. Yeah. Oh, here's a guest that almost hung up on us. Remember,
that's true.
Remember Linda Alice Dewey, April 23rd?
Yeah, that was a pretty.
I looked up the bee's knees phrase that she put in there and found out it's like every word etymology dictionary that I looked in said that it came about in the 1950s, and this guy's supposedly saying it back in 18 something or other, or the early 1900s. And I think I cracked on her on that.
Yeah, he did.
Trying to basically say, well, is this your own words? Are these his words supposedly? Are you just trying to make a buck here? That kind of thing.
Yeah, that was some.
There's some tension there.
That was a lot of tension. That was
If you want to hear a good Michael Savage type interview,
Yeah,
there,
you were.
listen to that one.
You were really getting on her.
I was going off.
And basically, what she say? I just refuse to talk about that.
Yeah, well, she said that. She said that off the air, but she's like, or no, she did say that
No,
on
she
the
said
air.
on the
On the
air.
air.
And then
was
at break, I mean, there was a time
like
on
this
break
really
where-
unpleasant little silence.
Yeah.
And I thought like, well, it's about time. I was kind of looking at my invisible watch here. I don't wear one, but I mean, invisible watch, going like, yep, she's gonna hang up any minute.
Yeah, I really did think she was going to. Anyway, enough said. Monday, April 30th. David Twitchell. This is the UFO Jesus connection.
UFO Jesus connection.
UFO Jesus! Anyway, sorry. America! Just came out of nowhere.
Tell it to your mother.
Yeah, that was just
That's
bad.
I'm
It was bad, just like David's book. It was bad.
What?
I think we fell asleep during that interview. Didn't
No, we did. Actually, he was a really good guest.
Yeah,
The book was okay, and it was just because I don't agree with him at all.
Not one bit.
Not one bit. But he knows that. But he was intellectually stimulating. I can give him that.
Yeah.
Versus some of the other people we get on with some crazier ideas than his.
Way crazier.
Yeah.
And I think, it'd been funny if we just told, the interview, we just kept that little song.
UFO Jesus!
Yeah. Just kept the interview.
There's some
or wrap up.
guitars.
Right. and then just move on to the next
Harmonics.
guest. You know, we should probably have done the whole show with like songs, you know, like 2-bit songs, and just keep on moving. And they're going like, what is this? Is it like a musical? Is it WOTU the musical?
Oh God! Hey, there's an idea.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about it.
I'm going to shut that
A pre-recorded
one down.
WOTU musical.
Oh my gosh, what have I done, Scott? I mean,
What's that in the sky? It's a UFO!
It's a UFO! It's a UFO!
Yep, you just heard
We
a
would
brief
lose
clip.
all our sponsors.
Yeah, we would. We would lose all our sponsors.
Or we'd get millions.
no, we'd probably get millions. Yeah.
Yeah, because
John
it's the most ridiculous thing ever.
John Daniel, May 7th. The Grand Design Exposed.
He hated Catholics.
You think?
A lot.
A lot.
And there was something about that guy. I don't know what it was. I have no idea, but there was just something about that guy that I just basically had no patience with it after a certain point. You remember that, Scott?
I'm trying to remember the interview. Honestly, this one slips my mind. I mean, I remember talking to him. I remember reading the book. I talked to him on the phone
And he seemed really nice.
several times before we had him on. And I think when we got him on, there was something was like really brash and abrasive, and I don't remember what.
Yeah, and for some reason, I don't think I.
Oh, well, that's right. He called me like a different name, and he called you a different name, and
And I was just like, I had enough of it. I mean, basically,
Tom,
basically,
Bill,
the
yeah.
last
I think we made fun of him at the end of the interview too.
like the last hour or something. I mean, I just
Yeah.
really let him have it.
Yeah.
It was one of the first times I was like really just, just pounding away at him. You know,
It was bad.
I was really it was
It's a good interview.
It was a good interview.
yeah,
I
but it
think.
was just a lot of tension. You know,
I don't remember. That's the thing. I mean, I read the book, and the book was very memorable. But
Yeah.
the interview, for some reason, to me, doesn't. It just doesn't. Nothing really sits in my mind about it.
I
Other
just
than that.
I just remember there's a lot of tension. It's very rare when I get that way towards a guest. You know what I mean?
Not for me, but
Well, I know. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's more your thing. But for whatever reason, that night, I was Jay Scott, or I was just
Okay.
an angry Trent, whatever. You
May
wanna call it.
14th, 23 minutes in hell with Bill Weiss. This was something. I remember trying to track this guy down, email after email after email, back and forth to his guy, who was really slack. I think I told him that on the air. We never got a preview copy of this.
Yeah, you didn't.
No.
No, we
and then he
didn't.
promised us one, and we still didn't get one. So
So,
that's what we think about you, Bill.
yep, next.
It's his guy, man. I'm telling you, it is his guy. His guy is slack.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I mean, or at least towards us. Anyway, but
Little
you know,
bit of-
we hold no ill will about
not-
any of
not
that.
particularly.
Not at all.
it's just one of those things. You know, sometimes people don't send stuff out.
Sometimes
like
people ain't sending their props out to their peeps,
this.
yo.
Yeah.
All right, and then Rich Anders came back with us.
Hot you.
Rich Anders interview 2. Yes, that was May
I don't
21st.
think Scott called him an Antichrist this time.
I didn't
But
call
you
him an
mentioned
Antichrist that time. Yeah,
And you know what? I mean, it was
I think we called him Aryan this time, or asked him if he was one.
probably. I
And
think.
then he gave us
Yeah.
the history of his father, which was weird.
Well, that was later. Yeah, that was a couple of weeks
That
ago.
was part in this one too, though.
But
Yeah,
the
we did
history of his
mention
dad.
that. I don't
And, conservatives, liberals, talking about basically, aliens getting people out of hell, telekinesis.
Here's somebody we need back here. May 28th, Brent Miller, Horizon Project.
Yeah, was this the first one that we got him?
No, this is
Or
the second time. Yeah, so
Where
he's
we're
probably ready for another WOTU.
basically.
We need to really do those things though. I want you guys to, or at least Chuck to remote view some stuff, man.
I
like
did
the
it.
lottery.
I actually did do that.
You remote viewed the lottery?
No, I remember I used the CDs and stuff.
Oh, really? Did it work?
Well, I mean, it was interesting. Some of the things I got and some of the things I didn't. You know what I mean? When I used the test templates or whatever and the test patterns.
You think you could remote view the lottery?
I don't know. I mean, we'll put it this way.
I'm just interested in if it can make
it's
us money.
possible,
Yeah.
Don't you think people would be doing it?
I think so. Yeah, I really do.
like a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was a pretty good guest, and he has a pretty good angle on things, and just a pretty good guest overall. He talks about, the end of the world, kind of.
It's the end of the world as we know it. Okay, I'm going to stop, really.
I don't think you are, Scott.
June 25th, actual factual Dracula.
Oh man, I really, really hate the fact I missed this one.
You weren't here, and this is the first book that I got my name on the back of.
Yep.
With the promo. What do you call those things?
The blessings of the authors.
No, the blurb. That's it. The little blurb on the back saying, this is a
Yeah,
good
this
book
is-
by
This
J. Scott,
is the
World of
one
the
that,
Unexplained. Yeah.
This is also the ones where she gave away those drawings.
Yeah, and I need to get back with her because me and her were supposed to go out and do some research for this next book of hers.
I think it's a good idea.
I think it is too. And I need
to.
to talk to her. I need to find out. I think I may have lost her number. I'm gonna have to look that up.
It's a flat.
Good,
shame.
really good book, and a really good book if you game, if you're into, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, it's a real shame that I missed her that interview, and I can't remember why, but it was something pressing. We definitely need to have her back so I can be a part of that interview.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, what? Oh,
we'll go to we'll go to next month here, and we're rolling, yo.
Are we really?
We are, yeah.
Right now,
and we're back, and we never went away. Where was I?
Never went away.
Okay.
We're not going to tell people it's a pre-record, are we?
Yeah, we are.
This is a pre-record, guys.
Yeah.
Don't call in.
877-722-7382 will get you nothing tonight other than a recording like this is.
Right. So our voices have already been transmitted.
That's right.
It's like the ghosts of our own voices.
The ghost of Christmas past.
The ghost of WOTU.
The ghost of WOTU past. What?
You didn't send that elf mailer out.
The elf mail? No, I didn't. I should do that. Though. That's hilarious. I'll have to do that.
That's the worst picture of me ever.
It's not like a great picture of me. Yeah, the other one was worse.
Yeah, what is that? Is that my fashion model? Yeah. My Soviet fashion model thing?
Too sexy.
I mean, was I watching Zoolander? Honestly,
what we're talking about
that
here
was
is
Blue Steel. Anyway,
D made this thing on Elf Yourself, this website, and it had me and him and Trent and Chuck, our faces posted on these elves doing this little dance, and I was going to send it out to everybody on the mailing list. I'll probably do that because it is really stupidly, retardedly funny. So,
yeah, we like to make fun of ourselves.
We do.
It was a very, very good call on Dee's part, I have to say.
This guest right here, I remember July the 2nd, Paul L. Williams.
Very interesting.
Day of Islam, man. This was for me something great because, you know how big of a fan I am of Michael Savage.
Right. And he was on Michael Savage, I think.
Several times.
The next week after this.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good.
He said WOTU was the best.
No, he didn't. WOTU was the best interview I've ever done.
Yeah, even better than you, Mr. Savage.
That's right. Yeah.
Jay and Trent are the greatest interviewers.
They are gods of radio.
They are, in fact, telecommunication
giants in their own minds.
Heroes of a great and golden
bygone
age. So be it. So it shall be written.
So it is written. So it is be done. Or something. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know what we're talking about. But anyway, Day of Islam was a great book. A very, very informative book. I still have some issues with it, but yeah, there's certain points of the book that I'm questioning, but other than that,
it's because you're a weirdo, man.
Well, I mean, I just have my own perspective about that whole notion.
This is weird. I'm trying to see who came out first. I've got an August 20th date here. Was that the posting date?
Yes, that's the posting date.
Okay, so that runs. I'm sorry, guys. It's really okay. Next guest we have was Ethan Detmeyer, came back for interview 3 talking about St. John Smith. So I don't even know what we were talking about.
You know what? And
it's always fun.
Yeah, every time we talk to Ethan, I mean, really, there's nothing held back, and it just gets all crazy.
Unexpected.
I mean, it really just gets crazy.
One day he's going to be the next Steven Spielberg.
It becomes the world of the unexpected.
It does. Just like
remember that?
What was his name?
Al-Sadawi.
Yeah, Dr. Al-Sadawi.
That was a good interview.
It was. We should have him back. We promised everybody we wouldn't. We never did.
Yeah,
and we got emails about that too. You said you'd bring him back, and y'all never did.
Well, maybe we should.
Well, maybe we'll do it.
Maybe that's 08. I don't know. Can't predict the future. Jason Offutt. That was the first time we had him on, July 16th, on in Missouri.
Yeah, he turned out to be just a fantastic guest, and it's kind of weird. It's like every time we interview like Midwesterners.
Yeah.
I mean, they just seem very chatty and very, very good conversationalists. I don't know. I mean, maybe we would just keep on hitting the really good interviews. But it was, I mean, he was just a really good conversationalist. I mean, it was nothing awkward about it. It's just like we're sitting in a bar somewhere and talking about this stuff.
And like I said, we've had Jason on many times since.
Well, and Jason Offutt also did some radio.
That's true.
He did some radio too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Haunted Missouri is a fantastic book. Okay.
This next guest, guys, by his multiple call-ins, Ron Paul Hunter, and his civil defense project.
Give every kid
Give every kid a canteen. You missed that one, Trent. It was something.
Get every kid a canteen.
Mm-hmm.
What was this?
It was
on Third Rail.
Oh.
Yeah, then we had Ray Buchanan on that night, too, the founder of StopHungerNow.org.
Oh, I missed this one, too.
Were you were not here for that one?
Ray Buchanan? I don't remember that.
Okay. It might have been a night you missed then.
Very, very likely.
Okay.
I have multiple tardies this year, unfortunately.
Yeah, man. What's up? What's wrong with
We're
you?
gonna start finding you.
Yeah.
Finding me?
Yep, we're going to find you.
Okay. Well, you can get a little jar. I'll start putting some change in there.
Yeah.
Also, when I'm late, too.
Paul Eno, Paul F. Eno, God, Ghosts, and Human Destiny Turning Home. I don't remember.
He's not related to Brian Eno.
No, we did figure that out.
You know.
And I don't know. I think I got into it with him a little bit. I don't remember, though.
Nah, you know what? I mean, that interview was interesting, but I can't remember much of it.
Not memorable. All right, next.
You know,
Jesse,
I'm sorry. I mean, I hate to knock it or anything, but I mean, that's basically what it comes down to.
Jesse Marcel Jr., the Roswell Legacy. That was good.
Yes. Yeah, he was supposed to come on at one point, and then he... Right, Scott?
Yeah, we had it lined up, and we had some scheduling conflicts between his publicist and ours, and I don't know what actually happened.
But, you know, that was a very good interview.
That's another crowning star achievement in this show because he's the guest, man. I mean, Jesse Marcel Jr. I mean, hey, you know, you don't have Roswell without Jesse.
That's true. You know, and, we've never really done a full-scale Roswell episode anyway.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the John Zaffis show was before that.
Yes, we had to do that because...
And that was the first night I think we brought up Michael Vick, a.k.a. Ron Mexico.
Ah, the infamous Ron Mexico. One of the crowning achievements of WOTU, I must say.
Ron Mexico. That's some good stuff right there.
Just to recap, everybody. Scott's name was Hank Estonia.
Yeah.
Dee's was John Norway.
Chuck's was Little John China.
And mine was Carl Latvia. It's like we were a team of super sleuths, you know, that were gumshoes, maybe. Not really sure.
Another good interview that I didn't think would be that good until I actually got him on the show was this next guest, Waleed Shubat.
Yeah, really strange.
Yeah, former Islamic terrorist turns capitalist Christian.
A converted Christian, you know, from just a very dangerous Islamic force that threatens security all over the world. You know, and his insights, and it's a really rare thing to get somebody who's been in the ranks of our enemies, you know, and to see what they think and how they react to things, and it's you know, if you want to kind of get inside the head a little bit of a terrorist, you know, that interview is a pretty good way to start.
It is, definitely.
I mean, it was an excellent,
a very good interview.
Excellent interview.
Very good interview. August the 27th. Haunted High School with Dr. Al Prophet.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
That was a good guest.
Help for the Haunted at yahoo.com.
Great guest. And, you know, I think we talked about a number of his encounters and some of his experiences. That church thing, you know, we always bring that up usually when we talk to
man, because that's just some great video. I'm hoping to get a copy of that one day. Yeah, right, like that's every now and then.
I mean...
like you got your pictures.
Yeah, like I got my pictures from 2 years ago now. Wow. Johnny Garman, my buddy Johnny, and his book.
That picture is huge.
I know it is.
That picture is
I'm terrible with this stuff. I can't
gigantic
edit it.
picture. Where is he standing right there?
He is standing in front of. I'm trying to think. I was with him when this was made. We were in Washington. Tom Tancredo's office.
Big fan of Tom Tancredo, I see.
Yeah, and this is before any of the stuff happened as far as Tom running for any kind of office. This is way before that. I mean, well, obviously he was Colorado representative, but I mean before he ran for president.
Right. And he was talking about his book that he's working on.
You're not a Democrat. You just think you are. And that's in the press right now.
Yeah, is it really? Excellent.
I think it's already printed. He's sending me a copy as soon as it's done.
Excellent. You know, it's kind of interesting, and we took a little quiz, I think.
Yeah, we did.
I can't remember what the
turned out to be more conservative than you thought you were.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yep.
No.
So
But I mean, you were. I think you were
obviously the most
conservative.
D was right there with me though. Yeah, it's because D's a smart guy. What can I say?
Fascist. Anyway,
September 10th, guestless. Here's the only. I don't remember this. All it says is guestless. We have no one. This is an off the wall episode of WOTU. With all the fun, listen at your own expense.
Wait a minute.
Is it funny?
Was this September?
Yeah, it was
September 10th.
You know why?
That's the one
Because
we had all
I I had.
Oh, you booked the Exorcist guy that night that didn't show up.
And it was really messed up because basically, I told him, and then all of a sudden, like the week before, I said, "Hey, you got a show coming up," and the day of, "Hey, you got a show coming up," and he never,
Hey, you got a show coming up?
He never responded at all. It's like he dropped off the face
But
of
it
the
was
earth.
actually pretty good because we had a lot of callers that night too.
Yeah, we had an extremely.
Did we have a lot of callers?
large
That's
number of
right. That's
callers.
right. Because we had a guy from Tennessee called talking about the Ron Mexico thing, joking around with us.
I mean, but it was really weird. It's like that Exorcist guy. Do you think someone got him? That's basically.
he lost that night.
Like
it happens.
No, his website is shut down and everything. I mean, it's like
Really?
he completely vanished.
That's
I think
creepy.
that it is creepy. Because it was Donald Gargiello. I think that was his name. That was going to be the guest that
You
night.
try looking back up again for 08.
I guess so. Hopefully, he's still alive. Seriously. Because it just seems so weird.
Here's our first rock star on WOTU, I believe, was Jay Aston from Gene Loves Jezebel.
Gene loves Jezebel.
Great guy. And
A
Pamela,
lot of J sounds.
and Pamela Kinney, Haunted Richmond. I'm just going to leave that one alone. I'm just not going to say anything about that.
No comment at all.
Nope.
Nothing positive.
Nope. And next,
I guess we were okay. Well,
moving along, I hope none of our guests actually listen to these shows because they get smacked around sometimes.
Yeah,
we were easier on them last year because we edited out a lot of the bad stuff we said.
we're
about some of
smacking
them. We're
everything.
smacking them this year, though. Who cares? Brian Alaspa, Ghost of St. Louis,
Yeah, that
Limp
wasn't-
Mansion. That was okay.
Yeah, he turned out to be a pretty good guest.
It was okay. Limp Mansion thing was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm just so sick of ghost stories.
Yeah, and there was a whole string of them right there.
Back to
One right after the other, after the other, after the other. So many ghost hunters out there. So many ghost groups hunting ghosts, It's like, hey, man, what about Sasquatch? He's still out there. Hey, man, what about, mysteries of the past? They're still hanging out there,
Pissing off Sasquatch. No. But
messing
this
with
shows you how
Sasquatch.
bad. Yeah, I know. Well, this shows you how bad, this month was for us because it looks like we're struggling around. We've got Haunted Richmond. And we're followed by Ghost of St. Louis. And then Al Prophet and Jason Offutt come on. They're talking about Ghost. And then the next week we got Joshua P. Warren back on. Don't get me wrong. I love Josh. He's a great guy. And
we
said
didn't
some
really
cool things.
exactly necessarily talk
We didn't stay
necessarily
on
about
Ghost.
ghosts. We had a lot of different things, like that story about hellhounds coming into the church in England. You remember that one?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that was an interesting little tale. And time travel,
But still,
a lot of ghosts.
Okay, but then October, swung in a little bit harder, and one of my favorite interviews of 2007, The Real Legend of Sleepy Hollow with Bill Lynn. One of my favorite interviews of the year.
That was great.
Just because we got a real guy here that's really working at this burial ground.
He's a real. There's nothing.
This is his
about him.
life.
Yeah, that's what he does for a living.
And he sat down and spent time, and he was thrilled about it. He was as thrilled talking to us as we were thrilled talking to him.
And I think it's just a running theme with Scott and I. When we started delving into paranormal subjects,
You really dig into this stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and
That's a gem right there.
The Legend of Sleepy Hollow and the Headless Horseman. I think
Classic.
it's easily for us. One of the classic stories.
And that's a classic
American
Americana.
horror.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like
not none of the stuff brought over like Dracula or any of the stuff that
no.
came
it
overseas.
is like a native
American-born,
ghost tale
that we can call our own.
Yeah. And I think we should be pretty proud of it. And plus, I think it's that Disney film that both of us have watched. I think all of us have
we
watched
still
it.
have I actually got a copy.
Yeah,
of it.
you know how creepy it was when we were kids.
Oh, it was great.
It was awesome. I never really was into Disney films at all, honestly. But that one in particular, I loved.
I think I have to agree with you on that.
So that was a great interview. I'd love to have him back.
We can get him back. We'll talk to him later
easily.
about that. James Stevenson of Gene Loves Jezebel. This was me and Chuck, I think.
Yeah.
Because James was talking about playing with Billy Idol and The Cult and a bunch of other bands. That's a pretty cool interview. And we just had him kind of off and on. He was in the airport talking to us, then we called him back and forth like that. He was in the cab. It got crazy. And we talked a lot. I think we brought up some Ron Mexico moments in there. I don't know.
Ron Mexico is just a recurring thing.
Yeah.
After that one interview, just consistently.
Then we had John Kachuba, author of that book Ghost Hunters.
Another ghost book.
Yeah, and Patrick Doyle, a weird one for us with Edgar Font, the kids' book thing.
Yeah, that was strange, but it turned out all
It was
right.
pretty good though.
It was good, but it was weird.
Yeah, it was like a mystery.
I wouldn't
thing
mind
for
having him
kids.
back on.
The books were really good. you
Yeah,
know.
the book is really good. Ethan Dettenmeyer, once again, came on the next time. This is a different show, November 5th, with Dennis Storhoy of the 13th Warrior.
Straight out of Norway.
Were you here for that, Trent?
Yep.
Okay.
I was.
Can remember.
That was cool, though. You know, I mean, we talked about Beowulf and the 13th Warrior and just movies in general because, you know, the writer's strike had just started to happen, I think, right around that time, you know. And so, you know, we discussed a number of things. Like I said, with Ethan, I mean, you never know what's going to happen, but it's always going to be a pretty good interview.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a lot to say about things.
And he's got great people that he knows. And really good guests.
Thanks again to Dennis calling that late.
He's like 3 a.m. his time or something.
Way
crazy.
Over there, you know, Norway.
Giving us the hookup.
We should have a little map of places we've called.
Wow.
In the world.
I'll just bring my phone bills. No, I'm kidding.
South Africa.
South Africa
Asia.
and Asia, yeah. Did we call Asia at one point? Egypt, oh.
I don't think we called anybody in Hong Kong.
Egypt.
Norway, England. Don't call a lot of people in
England, yes. England.
Germany? Oh, yeah, we did call Germany, too.
Hello.
Hello, governor.
Governor.
Governor? They don't even say governor.
I know, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's like,
hello, governor.
You know, our accent's stuck in Charles Dickens' day. It's like, oh, jolly good, sir, young man, I believe.
Oh,
I have my pippins, if you don't mind, if you do please. Yes, sir. Straighten my tie. Oh, it looks like I'm on fire. Anyway, I don't really know where that was going, but...
Nutrisilver with Russell Altman.
Yeah, the cure-all.
Yeah,
Silver, water.
Silver can actually turn you blue.
Is that so?
There's a guy that was on Fox News. It was blue.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
And it was something because he was taking some kind of silver product or something, but it turned him, he looked like a Smurf. I mean, it was Smurf blue was the color of his
And you know
skin.
what? He had a beard on.
Yeah,
too,
beard.
So he looked like Papa Smurf.
He looked like Papa Smurf.
But it's a tangent, but I mean, did you ever hear that thing on National Geographic about a certain number of families in West Virginia where they had become inbred, and they're called the blue people?
Yeah.
And essentially it had something to do with their skin and the melanin in their skin that basically you saw the blood, the bluishness of their blood. It was weird. You know, and there's like family portraits of these people, you know, and they're painted, but they're all blue. You know, I don't know if that's happening now.
Well, it must be the skin. It's definitely not the blood.
No. Well, what I'm saying is I thought it had something to do with the skin to see, you know, the bluish tint of your blood.
Well, there is no blue tint to your blood, though.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
No, your blood's not blue. It's red.
Veins and stuff.
Right. But
Just your veins are blue.
so we're going to edit all this out now.
No, we're just going to roll with it. No, I mean, when I was a kid, I used to think that. And I think my mother actually brought me up telling me that, you know, your blood was blue inside. When it came in contact with the oxygen, it turned red.
Now, where did I hear that then?
And my mother told me that as I was growing up.
No. I mean, it had something to do with arteries
But it's
versus
wrong.
arteries versus veins.
Yeah, but it's still wrong because otherwise, you know, when you're drawing blood out,
Yeah, it's always blue.
Suction, it's red.
I mean, it's always red. I mean,
there's no oxygen hitting it at that point.
Yeah, that's true. Where the heck did I hear that from? Anyway, we're going to edit all that out.
No, we're not. We're going to let it roll, man, because it's fun. The Nutrisilver one, though, this guy bugged the ever-living crap out of me. I mean, continued to, because apparently KWSS carried part of it for a little bit, and then we cut out. Some of the other stations picked it up fine, but he wanted to make sure everybody heard it. It went to podcast. If people want to hear it, they'll hear it. That's just the end of that. I'm not having him back on. It was fun while it lasted. Sorry, Russell.
That was a good one, man.
Just slinging them out there, Scott, huh?
I'm doing it, man.
I see that.
Then we had a good one. Not that Russell was bad. Russell was fun, but it's just the way that I continually got phone calls from the guy that booked him, phone calls from him, voice messages, emails. Yeah, just to the point where it's like, look, you know, here's you, here's me. Stay over here. Illuminated. Matt Bronley.
Oh, you know what? That was a pretty good interview. I mean,
And the book's awesome. I finally got the book and read it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, the book is awesome. Cool. Great stuff.
You know, because I'm reading The Historian right now.
I know. Well, after you read that.
Fantastic book, but it's probably along in the same vein, you know, of historical,
awesome,
you know, text involving ancient texts and
it is.
You know, the line
and
of
there's
thought
puzzles and I mean, it's just really good.
Just things going on.
It's really good.
By the way, the Historian's about Dracula, so you probably want to pick it up, you know.
And we tried to get the historian author on
Kostova,
and we were told that
she doesn't do interviews.
She doesn't do interviews.
It's a shame too. I mean, I would really like.
Try it again, though.
Yeah, we'll try.
It never hurts to just bug him a little more.
Yeah, like old Russell Altman did me. See how far that got him.
You know, somehow maybe we should just stop then.
Nah, it's fun. I think that's it on that. What are these?
Oh, this is
Oh, oh,
Michael
yeah,
Renner.
yeah. Is that next?
Yeah, that's next.
Yes.
Renner or
Michael,
Roadside
yeah,
Revenant?
Michael
Roadside
Renniger.
Revenants.
Roadside
Revenants.
I can't ever pronounce
Didn't
that
you say
word.
ruminants or
I don't
something?
know what I said. I still I still like tear it apart. Anyway, he was good.
Yeah, you know what? It was
Local.
We've been trying to get a local ghost story folklorist. I mean, Al Prophet has been the closest thing we've
Yeah,
had.
it was in Asheville.
Yes, and and that's one. But now
This
here
guy's
we
in
have
East
another
Bend.
one. East Bend.
Yeah, he's like same area code.
Straight out of Yadkin County.
Yeehaw.
I mean, it told me about
But good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, just kind of out of the way things that maybe regular people aren't even aware of. And I think it's cool, as for us for WOTU of basically telling.
I'm gonna get phone calls on the
Telling
Russell Altman thing, aren't I? Go ahead.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, but I mean, kind of telling the more obscure ghost tales of our state, and we can broadcast this out, people can hear them. So it's not always about, now we have, in a way, we put our state on the map as far as like ghost stories and haunted places, and it's really cool. I mean, and it's sentimental for us because Scott and I used to do this stuff a lot when we were a lot younger, just kind of driving out and stuff like that,
Yeah. Killing possums.
Yeah.
Shooting bars.
Well, we can't really talk about shooting bears. Should
When
we?
he was only 3, Davy Crockett.
Whoa to the musical!
Coming next fall.
It's Abercalicious!
Dwight Schrute.
Oh, yeah, we can't pronounce this guy's last name. Dwight something or other. I had problems with it that night.
I wasn't here.
No.
Imagine that. We were guestless anyway.
Yeah.
But this guy, he owns the strip club Minx in Las Vegas, Nevada. And he's one of Ethan's buddies. They're going to sell the stock publicly. So anybody wants some... he's a gentleman's club.
It's ironic because we've all been to some of those, and
No.
there's not a whole lot of gentlemen there, really.
Yeah, well, we were there.
It's,
Just your
like I
point,
said.
exactly.
it's not
weird
like they're wearing like ties and smoking jackets and going like, yes, well, tell me about Shakespeare. No, it's not like that at all.
It's a bunch of drunk rednecks
They're like,
with T-shirts
yeah,
on that
look
says
at
like, I don't know.
I don't know if I need
That
that.
was
Definitely not.
But Minx,
Minx, good stuff.
on December the 10th. It was Linda S. Godfrey.
Linda S. Godfrey.
Oh, you had
December
her back
10th.
on.
Yeah.
Just very briefly, because we had her on talking about our new book, Strange Wisconsin. Promised her a date in 2008 for this book.
Okay.
And I
Good.
think it was maybe 20 minutes, because then we shifted gears and we had our old friend Robert Schneck on from President's Vampire, and we talked.
I remember that, yeah.
It was a real good interview. And the next week,
And I
he
called
was,
into that one, actually. I was,
that's
I was
right,
studying
yeah.
for GREs.
he was supposed to.
that
Did you
night.
get the results back from that yet?
The GREs?
Yeah.
No, they haven't mailed them. I mean, I know what I got for the verbal and the math, but the actual writing part, they
Yeah.
send that out. It's a 1 to 6 scale. I think that's probably my strongest point, actually.
Well, how did you do in the others? Did you do good? You don't have to tell us the score. I mean, just tell us if you did good.
I would say that I did
Above average?
I did above average, and
Okay. Well, good.
better than I did on the practice tests.
Okay.
So we'll
Hey,
put it that way.
excellent.
So hopefully that'll get me where I want to be next year. We'll see.
But Robert Schneck was supposed to provide us with the guys that were the real people involved in that story that he told us last time he was on the show
Oh,
about
yeah.
the Body Island thing. Mm-hmm. And,
and
he
the
had,
dog. The
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Oh, gosh. That was,
and he was going to call me and hook me up with all this stuff, and apparently he couldn't get a hold of the guy.
Well, it happens.
So,
Ben something
yeah, Eli, was that it?
or something.
I don't remember the guy's name. But regardless, we're going to see. We'll see if we can get his buddy on in the future with him. I think it'll be a good show.
yeah, because that story is probably one of the creepiest
Is that it?
stories.
Bishop Manchester.
Huh?
Bishop.
Oh, Bishop Manchester. Yeah, that was just a repeat that we ran.
Yeah.
No, I guess that's it for the year. Yeah.
Wow,
Because
really?
That's it. That's it for the year.
An hour.
Yeah. Who's your
That's
favorite?
better. Straight up.
Yeah.
Gosh,
Of last year.
and look, man. I mean, how can I really say? You
Can't
got,
include Manchester.
I know that. You got Cyril Wecht. You got Raymond Moody, Jesse Marcel Jr.,
Wade Davis.
Wade Davis. I mean,
We had some real
We had some really.
so, I mean,
heavy
we were
hitters.
hitting a lot of homers.
But if you noticed how after like October, around October, it started going downhill.
Well,
I really think it did. Not all of it. I'm just saying, it's like the heavy hitters weren't coming. There was a lot of shows that we ended up with no guest on. A lot of that was my fault because, I've been so wrapped up with a new business.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's understandable. Like I said, I mean, gosh, I don't know. I mean, me personally, just because it's something that's close to what I'm interested in, as far as geopolitics and anthropology and cultures and stuff, I'd say Wade Davis. That's not because it was just me and D.
Yeah, it was. Don't lie.
Scott finally got that loudmouth, belligerent, opinionated, Scott out of the way, and we could actually run the show like it ought to be. No, it had nothing to do with that. The fact of the matter is, what Wade Day was talking about was very interesting to me.
Yeah, no, it was an interesting show.
Like Cyril Weck.
It was a good time to have me gone because you did that show so well, because you knew stuff that I know nothing about that y'all were talking about.
Right, that's how we compliment each other, because Cyril Wecht, you knew more legal stuff that I did. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it
works.
It complemented each other. I think that would be our yin yang moments there. Grasshopper. But anyway, I mean,
snatch the pebble from my hand.
But anyway, I mean, I guess Wade Davis is probably one of my favorites, and not to discredit any of the other ones, because we had some really great guests on last year. What about you, Scott?
I don't know. Let me look at the list D's got.
Oh.
Did you write them all down here?
I sure did, man.
They're all here on this sheet here. Let me look through them real quick here. I like Paul Williams. Now, obviously Jason Offutt, I like him, and I'm not gonna pinch my friends like Jason or Joshua P. Warren. I'm not gonna, or Al Prophet. I'm not gonna nominate any of those guys because we know them, and it'll just be wrong.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, there's
John Zaffis, I put him in the same category. So
but we're very, very appreciative that they're on the show.
Oh, definitely. And just
hopefully we'll get them again. But
I don't know, Chris Roller. That's just too weird.
Dude, that was just a funny show.
Who's the guy that wanted to burn Santa Claus? That wasn't
Harry.
Pastor Harry.
it was
Yeah,
Pastor
Pastor
Harry. Yeah,
Harry.
Was it Pastor Harry?
He's the one that wanted to burn Santa
He
Claus.
burns the effigies of Santa Claus.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because he sells them too.
That's right. He sells them. That's right.
You can buy your own personal Santa Claus.
He was gonna mail us one. I told him, I was like, dude, it's okay. You don't have to. And
That guy's anti-Christmas.
Yeah.
That guy's anti-family.
I don't know, man. I think.
There's more on it.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, man. There were so many choices here. I'm gonna have to go, and I know it's probably bad because Cyril Wecht is definitely up there, like you said. Some of the others, Jesse Marcel, all those right there. Wade Davis even come to mind, but I'm gonna give it to Bill Lent, man. I mean, I know it's
Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to him just because that was it wasn't one of the harder guys to track down. It wasn't easy, but at the same time, it was just one of those where you got an average guy just like us that he's thrilled to talk to us. We're thrilled to talk to him, and it was just to have that whole Americana.
The working man's kind of paranormal interview.
The Working Man's Paranormal with Jay Scott and Trent Lackey live Monday night from 8. Oh yeah.
We're not gonna
go there. No.
Working man,
But God, I'm a working man.
Was our
I don't think that's the way that song goes.
Not at all. I've never heard the song.
It's the Rush song, Working Man. Yeah.
I don't
I had to say our
listen to
most
Rush.
memorable.
Speaking of Mike D, we can't hear you.
I was gonna say I think our most memorable thing that happened was in October when we actually went to Greensboro College.
Oh,
Went
yeah.
with Jason and Grant, and then later went to
That was
Daryl.
good.
That was
awesome.
that's true. It was
That's
not
fun.
not
Because, you think of them as like they're like this kind of superstar-esque.
kind of
No, I never really started watching their
mean-
show until after I knew them. So
yeah. But I mean, they're the most down to earth dudes. I think
Real nice guys.
Totally down to earth. Just they're ordinary guys that have an unusual hobby. Really, that's what it comes down to.
an unusual hobby that makes them money.
Right.
How
and
lucky they are.
More power to them. But it was an awesome.
Daniel Brinkley. I
Very
think,
cool. You're right, D. That's totally true, and our thanks goes out to them.
Yeah, our thanks goes out to all our guests. even though
Absolutely.
Some of them were less than memorable, but that's our fault because we go through so many people every year that we don't. A lot of times we don't remember. We remember the guest and we maybe remember one or two things from the interview, but that's it. I mean, what was it? What were we up to? 54 from last year, D? That where it stopped?
Yeah, about 54.
About 54
Wow.
last year. It's a pretty good run for a once a week ordeal.
That's true. We had very fortunate. So
So anyway,
now
We're going to talk about. We've got another hour left, so we're going to talk about
stuff
what to expect in the future of the show, because so many weird things have been happening lately. I just think it's something interesting to talk about.
And we are going to make some ridiculous promises.
That's right.
That we can't possibly
deliver
on, but we're going to make them now.
And we're going to lie to you and make you think.
And it's like free daiquiris for every WOTU listener.
That's right. Oh, man.
Whiskey and soda mailed straight to your door. A monkey
every
butler,
Monday night.
A monkey butler that makes your own drinks in your kitchen.
The trunk monkey.
The trunk monkey. All
you know what I'm talking about?
WOTU.
The trunk monkey.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Okay.
But ridiculous promises and more realistic ones.
Okay, we'll be back after nothing, because we're pre-recording and we're just taking our break like we normally do at the bottom of every 30 minutes.
It's routine. It's habit. We enjoy it.
That's right. We're going to go smoke our stogies. We'll be back in a second, guys. rolling. We're back.
I'm sorry.
You like that belch I did in the microphone, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm sorry. And then after that, I did this crazy yell that didn't make any sense. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know. You know what it reminds me of, Scott?
What's that?
When we were moving that tanning bed.
We were all grunting.
Yeah.
Your Frankenstein thing.
Yeah. And it landed on my legs. It hurt so bad. And then basically, I made this noise. I'm going like,
Oh, it's awful.
And that's what I did. It was
a horrible
but a pretty good.
Scott crushed his finger.
I crushed my finger.
Yeah.
Got stabbed by the bed in the leg.
I tell you what,
just don't move
without you and Dee, we would have never got moved.
No.
Never. And Chuck, this one's for you, jerk. Yeah, we know all about your little ways, man. That's why Chuck's not here tonight, man.
Yeah.
Another excuse not to answer his phone when we call. He knew something was up.
Jerkhead.
That's right.
No,
Jerkhead.
We get Chuck much love. I mean, but
much hate sometime too.
A little bit.
It's a love-hate thing.
That's how it goes for everybody, really.
Chuck's pulling the slack on us. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I was going to say something, and now I can't remember what I was going to say.
Well, first of all, it's time to make our New Year's Eve pledges to our fans of WOTU. Old Lang Syne.
You know who wrote that song?
No.
Robert Burns, the famous Scottish poet.
I'm going to remember that now for at least the next 10 minutes.
Yeah. I think it was Robert Burns. I'm fairly certain.
He's not even sure.
No,
People are going to be
you
fact-checking this in email.
Yeah, please do that. I was already wrong about the blue blood thing. I cannot believe my idiocy kicked in.
Let's look that up now. I'm going to look that up now on the internet while we're talking.
I'm pretty sure it's Robert Burns.
Okay.
Or it's adapted from a poem that he had written.
Okay, that's fine. We're gonna fact check you right here.
That's right.
On this pre-recording.
I don't normally try to go out and just say a whole bunch of crap,
I know.
But sometimes my information sources are incorrect. I think it's called Auld Lang Syne.
That's it. Thank you.
Auld Lang Syne.
It's a song by Robert Burns. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He's a poet.
Yep, the famous,
got it.
The famous Scottish poet, like one of the most famous Scottish poets ever.
Yeah.
And
which translates to days long ago, days of long ago.
So, all right, well there you go, guys. A little New Year's fact trivia for you. Sometimes I'm good for it, sometimes I'm not.
Now you hit it on the head this time, man.
Yeah, ridiculous promises.
Ridiculous promises of
possibly keep.
Well, no, I'm going to try my best. I'm going to update the website, get guests in a consistent basis, like the old WOTU, man. The old WOTU, the way it used to be, where we had just fantastic guests smacking us in the face every week.
Yeah, like we'd wake up one day, it's like, oh, time for WOTU. Oh, what? Sarah Weck. Pow.
Yeah.
What? Jesse Marcel. Pow.
What?
Yeah,
It was just
Moody.
like that. Yeah.
Pow. Sean Manchester.
Pow. Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
And that's what I want for 2008 to be. I want it to change gears. And I think we've all talked about this off air before. We want this show. Now you can email us and tell us what you think. If we don't agree with you, well, we just won't do it. But we want the show.
I'm not going to.
I'm going to say that we want the show to shift into a less ghost. There's so many ghost shows out there, man. Ghostly talk.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking Doug or Scott L. I think they're great guys.
Absolutely not. I mean, and it's okay for us.
And that's what they do.
Oh, yeah.
And you need shows out there to do that.
Absolutely.
I just don't think we're one of those shows. I think we should concentrate not only. I mean, let's talk about ghosts because that's part of what started us in this. But Let's talk about conspiracy theories. Let's talk about aliens again. Let's talk about cryptids.
Cryptids are not getting the attention.
They're not getting. Yeah, Bigfoot's just kind of he's out there, guys.
Yeah,
he's out there. And we're
ancient
not talking
mysteries.
about it.
I mean, stuff.
Pyramids.
Stuff we are interested in.
Crop circles.
The Bermuda Triangle. People that turn invisible. I keep on bringing that up from
that's
time
weird,
to time
man.
again. It is weird.
Is that real?
Yeah, I've been emailing. There's a number.
The Lizard Man of South Carolina.
Yeah, I've been emailing 2 different sources. I'm not going to give their names, but I mean, I've been trying to get them on the show, and they're talking about people that literally become invisible.
That's awesome. Trying to see his arm. No.
Anyway,
that's all I see though is the arm.
But I mean, just there's so much paranormal material out there that doesn't get the media attention,
and it doesn't revolve around ghost or ghost hunting.
And it's weird, and it's sometimes a little campy, whatever.
And I'm sorry, guys. I mean, I'll say this.
It's very interesting.
I'll say this again on this show if you do listen to it, which I don't think. I think a lot of guests contact us and they've never heard our show.
I believe you're right.
And I'll be like, "Have you heard the show before?" And they'll be like, "Oh yeah," and I'll be like, "Really? Then you should know that the kind of stuff that you're asking us to do is something that is not going to fly." Well, I heard a long time ago, or they're honest and they'll say, "No, I've never heard the show." Well, you should go back and listen to the show before you submit to it, because it's something that you might not be comfortable with.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
I'm going to try to tone down the conservative angle a bit because now I've got a new political show, ThirdRailRadio.com.
Yeah, you can
that I can
vent
rant
all
on.
that.
And I think I probably lost a lot of listeners from that, and probably gained a lot too. But I'm going to still keep the conservative bent, but I'm going to tone it down a little bit in the new year.
That's fair. I mean,
get to more weirdo stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the weirdo stuff is what I think. In the end, we both enjoy it.
Yeah, we do.
It's just strange. It's like, that's weird. But
so I'm gonna get off my soap bucket to appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, don't judge.
It's still going to be conservative paranormal talk.
I know.
We got our own niche here.
I expect it. Really from you, but
Thanks, Trent.
No, I mean it's meant with love.
I know. It's right there, brother. Yeah, right there.
That's right.
Anyway,
so yeah, I think there's a lot of paranormal material that just doesn't get the coverage. It's ghosts and aliens, and I don't think that's fair.
Oh, well, let me go back to what I was saying. The thought that I dropped,
Yeah.
And it's this. And guys, don't take this personally. Here's the deal, though. At Worldly Unexplained, we do not put on ghost hunting groups. We don't do it. You know how many of you there are out there, and some of you may be better than other ones, but we just don't do it here because we find it boring. We've been in these houses before. We've done the same things y'all are doing. I don't really want to talk about it. It's Bill from Messina, or it's Dave from Chicago, or Scott from Little Rock, or wherever you're from, and whatever the name of your ghost hunting group is, no matter how catchy it sounds, if it's Taps or any
That's
any
a
of the
great one.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But if it's Spock or whatever kind of little word association you have going on with it, it's nothing personal. We appreciate that you guys are out there doing what you do, but it's just not something that we find good radio. And that's just the bottom line. I mean, we think, the other shows that do that, good for them. We want to give you cutting edge stuff. We want to give you stuff that's different from your everyday ghost hunters.
Yeah,
I mean, it's great that you guys are out there.
And we give you, we appreciate it, and we think it's great you're doing it.
And if you're a famous ghost hunter, by all means, we'll have you on because, well, you're famous. But I mean, really, and that's just really that's the rub on that, and that's why we have Josh on, not because he's famous, but because he's a good friend of ours.
Yeah,
and Al Prophet, because he's a good. Al's definitely not famous by any stretch of the imagination, but he's a good friend of ours, so we have him on.
Yeah.
But other than that, if you're not our buddy, we're not going to put you on because you know how many emails. I mean, Trent and Dee couldn't count on our fingers the number of emails and MySpace messages we get requesting from ghost hunting groups all over the country. And it's just, if we put everybody on, the show would turn into something that no one would want to listen to.
It would turn into another ghost show. And that's not what we want to do. Straight up. I mean, we're just being honest with you guys. We love you listening, and we love your input and your
But please don't email us and
stuff.
ask us to be on the show. That sounds really bad, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
You could have made that.
We want people.
No, we don't want you to email us, though, and say, I'm in a ghost hunting group in Missouri called Spock. I want you know what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Huh.
That sounds pretty rough, but that's okay.
does,
you guys have gotten used to it in the last year with me being crazy.
I mean, we want more obscure things. If you're saying, look, I sit around and hunt mysterious...
Bigfoot.
I hunt the will-o'-the-wisp.
There you go. Now, yeah, we'll
you
have
want
you
the
on.
what? The will-o-the-wisp. Yeah, come on. You know, I mean, because how many groups are actually out there? You remember, it's almost like Monster Squad. Remember that movie way back in the day?
I've got
yeah.
it.
You know, they weren't just hunting ghosts. They were hunting
Werewolf, Wolfman. They called him Wolfman.
Wolfman, Frankenstein.
The Mummy,
Yeah.
Frankenstein.
All those people. It
How
wasn't
does Wolfman die? I don't know. Power tool accident. You remember that line?
Yeah. But I mean, you know, I think that's kind of it's so campy and cheesy, but that's kind of where the paranormal for us is. It's not just one aspect. I mean, there's so many other things.
And frankly, I'm sick of ghosts. You know, and I hate.
Let's
to
just
say
try to lay off the ghost.
That's what we're gonna put the brakes on the ghost hunting, and the ghost. We're still gonna talk about it probably once a month, just because it is a staple.
Yeah,
but we want good ghost stuff. I mean, your over the top ghost stuff. We don't want your standard, you know, run of the mill.
I
ghost
saw an
stuff.
orb.
Yeah, or your standard run of the mill. And I hate to say this, and Jason Offutt, you know, you're a good buddy of mine, but you know, we don't want Ghost of Missouri or Ghost of Chicago or Ghost of North Carolina. Well, Ghost of North Carolina we'll deal with, but you know, we don't want Ghost of Florida or Ghost of Cincinnati or Ghost of Maine or Ghost of, you know, there are just so many, and it's great that these books are out there because they weren't when we were kids. There were like maybe 5 of them, you know, and it covered the whole U.S.
Ghosts are becoming more localized, I think.
People are getting more into the paranormal. I understand that. Mm-hmm. But, you know, we've all had it and we've all said it, and I guess this is the first time we're really saying it publicly. Mm-hmm. Mainly because I'm just running my mouth like crazy. I don't care. But we're being honest with you guys. We don't want this to turn into one of those shows, and I think it has. I think it's been slipping here in the last few months, and it's becoming that. And I want to reach down and pull WOTU up to where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it has a lot to
elevated.
Do. You know, honestly, it has a lot to do with the fact that you know, just things were kind of slipping on our parts. You know what I mean? Either way.
Well, we'd also like people to, you know.
D, speaking the mic.
No, I was just saying, we still want people to email us. You know, if you have, you know, a good idea of somebody that you know you would like to see on the show or hear on the show, you know,
let us know.
We try to get them, and if not, then you know, hey, it's all we can.
Yeah, by any means. I mean, the show is based on you guys, the listeners, and their input and what they have to say. I would like to see a show involving blah, 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 blah. And we'll listen to it. We love to get emails from you guys. We love to hear you, the vast silent majority, who are podcasting people, which we got to bring that up.
Yeah, and we're going to bring it up.
But, I mean,
large
you know,
majority of our audience.
We want your opinion, and we want your input, so please email us.
@gmail.com.
Yeah, Worldly Unexplained.
WorldlyUnexplained@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And, you know, and we want to bring that up because a lot of you guys that listen to us out there listen to us via podcast. We see the stupid, insane numbers that we get from these downloads of our podcast show that, you know, obviously on the radio stuff, we get a lot of listeners, but, you know, on the podcasting stuff, we get just dramatic results with. And we want you guys that are out there in podcast world that never call in, that never listen live. We're going to set up a special day for you guys. And it's going to be March the, 10th?
10th.
Yes.
March the 10th, 2008. We're going to have our, what'd you call it, Trent?
I call it the Day of the Pods.
The Day of the Pods.
It sounds like a B horror movie, you know.
And that's perfect for words.
Yeah, it reminds me of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Because they came out seed pods.
Yeah, I remember.
Day of the Pods.
And we want all of you podcasters to tune in on that day, March the 10th, 2008, live. Tune in live. I don't care if you're at work. I don't care if you're at your girlfriend's house. I don't care if you're driving down the street in your car. Pull over, go into a local library if you have to with a headset and plug it in to the sound card. I don't care what you have to do, but try very hard to get there in front of a computer, at a radio station in one of our cities that carries us live, Snoqualmie, Scottsdale. I was getting ready to say Phoenix, but yeah, same difference.
Yeah.
Phoenix, so pick it up in Phoenix as well. Omaha. Help me out here. I don't have my list in front of me, but anyway, in one of they're on the website. Any of the cities that were carried on the radio live, there, either tune in that night live, and if you can't tune in because you're not in one of those cities, then pick up, a computer, get on the internet, and listen to us live there. Because we're going to give away a bunch of stuff on March the 10th.
Yeah, because I was about
only
to say,
if you're out there listening and calling us. We want feedback, live feedback.
You
from
know,
people.
you asked the question, but I'm more comfortable podcasting and listening at my own leisure. What could convince me to listen to it on
the
that
free
particular
stuff
day?
we're giving out.
Free stuff, you know? Mm-hmm. I was really cheesy, but, yeah, I know you don't have to agree with it.
No, but,
but it's
you're
totally
right.
true. Free stuff, yes. We have collected a cornucopia, a plethora.
Oh, yeah, just tons
a
of books
myriad
here, guys.
of things.
Past guest stuff, and a lot of this stuff signed too.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's pretty.
That
cool
means
stuff.
you can re-gift it or resell it on eBay. I mean, whatever you guys want to
that's
do
true.
with it. But I mean, it's yours. All you have to do is call in. We may even play the Crack House again that one day just for
that
fun.
crazy crack.
The
house.
WOTU Crack House $2 pyramid, dog.
And we might actually give out our patented World of the Unexplained vampire.
I knew that was
detectives.
going there. I knew it was going there.
We're gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna say another word about it.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
The vampire detective.
Yeah.
That was a great naming for that.
It totally was.
But yeah, we're going to be giving out so much stuff. It's going to be crazy. And we're this in 2008. Another prediction that I'll make that's going to become a reality is WOTU is going to have a T-shirt finally that we're going to offer for sale on our website.
We should absolutely.
We've been talking about it for a long time.
We have.
And we've been out here. This is our third broadcast year, second broadcast year. I don't even know. But
Yeah,
is it third?
this is our third.
Yeah.
This will be our third year starting in January. Mm-hmm. So it'll be our second broadcast year. Is that the way that works? Because the first year is your
year
zero.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that confuses me. But anyway,
So it's finally time that we should have a T-shirt.
we're going to have a T-shirt for you guys,
know.
even if we have to come out of our own pocket with it to make it, which we probably will.
Yeah, and eventually
We're not a huge show.
We don't have bags of money like we
Not like we
claim
always
to.
tell you. They're all lies. It's Chuck. He makes us say it, man. He makes us
He does. He holds us at
duress.
gunpoint.
Yes.
He does
Duress.
holds us at gunpoint every
Yeah.
show. It's like, you're going to talk about bags of money.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
Like,
Chuck.
no, Chuck, stop. Put the gun down, dude.
You're going to refer to me as Mr. Pittington.
That's
Yes,
right.
yes,
the
Mr.
senator. The senator. You remember that guy that called him the senator?
Yeah,
Barry White.
the
There we
senator.
go.
Yeah, that was Hillbilly Psychic called him.
That was hilarious.
The center.
And Chuck's getting married. You know that?
Uh-oh.
I think they set the date in April. April 19th.
This April?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's kinda short notice.
He bought her a ring and everything, man.
That's sort of short notice. isn't
Sweet
it?
ring, man, too. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I may not be able to attend.
He's getting married before I am. You may not be able to attend, yeah, because Dee's having a baby in April.
Man.
He's having a baby. Chuck's getting married, and then I'm getting hitched next month.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better be having a baby or something, dude. You got to get in a second marriage. Get involved in one of them Utah things. The Mormons. Grab you another girl, man. There you go.
I can't believe you said that, but all right.
No, I'm messing. I'm messing.
I'm going to start a cult. I'm going to call it the Mandargo Club, Yeah, finally. It'll be a great golden sun, and I'll erect a ziggurat in my backyard.
There you go.
It'll be great. And that's what I'm going to do.
It'll be the next Waco.
Nah, I'm not going to have any guns or anything, but we'll have spears.
Well, that's messed up, though. You've got Waco with the Branch Davidians.
Dr. Pepper was developed in Waco, Texas.
I did not know that.
Once again, I don't know.
That's why it's so good. But no, you've got your Waco Branch Davidian thing. This will be a good thing to possibly talk about in the new year.
Yeah.
You got that going on with the gun stockpile. That they weren't harming anybody though.
Yeah.
But then you've got Islamburg up here in New York, where they're training terrorists right under our noses, and we're not going in there. Hello.
Well, we need him to generate the next war.
I don't know, man. It's stupid.
Yeah.
But, that's conspiracy talk there, and I think Paul Williams could probably guide us through that. And Paul would be a great guy to have on again to talk about that. Speaking of guests we'd like to have on again.
What kind of guests would it be? We have constructed a list.
Yeah, we have. What's the first one, D? Let me give the fake drum roll here, though.
Oh, as far as guests we had previously?
Guests we had previously. And the number one guest, well, I don't know the number one. We haven't assigned number. Lorraine Warren.
Yes. That was from the old days, from
Jay
when
Scott's
you were
World of
doing
the
that-
Unexplained.
doing it in a
Guilford College.
a cramped little radio station in a college that will no longer accept you
That's right, because they're a bunch of liberals. But we
because
won't
they're
get into that.
spineless.
They are spineless, coward
Yeah,
liberals, but
yeah,
that's
you're
okay.
spineless over there,
Linda S. Godfrey,
Linda S. Godfrey, we're having her back.
Teresa Bain,
Teresa Bain.
Teresa Bain, are you reading the right list here?
Yeah.
I don't think you are. Let me
Bill
look.
Lent,
Bill Lent, yeah, okay.
what was that Christopher Eccleston?
Okay,
Oh,
Christopher Eccles. Is it Eccleston?
I don't know. Christopher Eccleston or David Tennant.
Yeah, from Doctor Who,
Yeah.
the new BBC Doctor Who.
That would
We'd
be
like
great.
to have one of those guys on.
Maybe even Tom Baker. I don't
Some
know
of
if
these
he's
are our
still
wish list.
alive. Yeah, I mean, I don't
people,
know
too.
if it's going to happen, but it would be cool to have him.
Who else we got?
I mean,
Jim Mars,
Jim Mars.
Yeah,
We're definitely going
Jim
to have
Mars.
Jim on again. I'll give him a call.
it's been a long time.
Bishop Manchester.
Bishop Sean Manchester. I've emailed him, and I just don't get any return fire. But he does send us a nice Christmas card every year.
Yeah, well, we had
He's
him
a
on
busy
once.
guy. We'll try to get him on again, even if it's pre-recorded.
Yep.
I'd love for him to be on live, though, and have people be able to call in and talk to
Yeah,
him. That would be
a real treat.
Terry James. Yeah, we'll have him on Rapture Dialogues.
Marcus Allen.
Marcus Allen.
Yeah.
The guy that says we never went to the moon, which I still tend to believe some days. Depends on the day you catch me. What's that?
Michael, is that Eno?
Michael Cunha?
Cunha. Michael Cunha.
sorry.
That was from your old cramped days.
He said he would never come on again to talk about that because he moves on to other books. And he said he wouldn't talk about exorcism anymore. He's done with that project. He's done. It's over. We'll see, because you know me. I'll call him.
Yeah, just bug him.
Oliver Williams.
Williams,
the
John Teeter.
Time traveler.
Good stuff, man.
Time travel, that's one.
Yeah,
that's
that time travel's a good subject we need to revisit this year.
I agree.
I got a couple books that I've read that I picked up on my own over the summer last year that I've been meaning to get around to reading, but you know how things go.
Yeah, I understand.
But yeah, there are definitely two guys that we need to contact in regard to that. Who else we got?
Coleman?
Lauren Coleman. One of Trent's favorites.
That's right, cryptids. Been far. Yeah, Bigfoot, Ogopogo. Was it Mokola Makembe? I can't remember if that's what it is.
I don't even know what you're saying.
the one in Africa.
Did you see that?
The Brachiosaurus or whatever.
Did you see that show they had on? It's called like Chasing Bigfoot or something. Monsters. Some show, Real Monsters, something like that. It's on cable.
I saw Destination.
Well, they actually like went
Destination Truth, which was on Sci-Fi.
This is like Real Monsters or something like that. They go out and like hunt for them.
Uh huh.
And they did
No,
a Bigfoot. Yeah, they did a Bigfoot thing up in
seen
like
that.
Canada.
I haven't seen that one.
And they saw some crazy stuff going down. But anyway,
And there was some kind of Yeti thing not too long ago, if I remember correctly. Something about Abominable Snowman. Anyway,
Yeti.
the
Stan
Yeti.
Friedman.
Stan Friedman, a staple in the UFO world.
Indeed.
William Beck.
William Beck.
He's coming back. Got a new book out now. I just talked to
Author.
him a few weeks
David
ago.
Icke.
David Icke. We need to get David back on. Great guest.
Hopefully not a pre-record. Hopefully live.
Hopefully live this time.
Bishop Manchester.
We just said Bishop
Jim
Manchester.
Mars.
We already
that
talked
one.
about Jim Mars. Yeah.
He's
running out of room.
Is this Lou Gentili?
Lou Gentili.
Gentili.
Now, the reason I put Lou Gentili on the list, and here it is, folks. I like Lou Gentili. He's a good guy. Haven't heard him in a number of years because I've been too busy self-appreciating, I guess. But Lou Gentili, instead of George Noory or Art Bell inspiring me to do this kind of radio, it was actually one of the offspring of those guys, and it was Lou Gentili. It inspired me in college to start the show, originally in 2000, 2001. And there were nights when I would call Lou after his show was off. I'd call his 800 number, and he would answer. But I would
Generally,
call, yeah, and
mostly.
I would call Lou, and he would sit and talk to me. I mean, sometimes for half an hour. He probably, I don't know, God knows if he even remembers who I am now.
I'm sure he does.
But I'm sure he does. But I would call Lou, and Lou would talk to me, and we had some of the greatest conversations. And Lou is just a really tremendously nice guy. I know John Zaffis knows him well. I've spoke to John about Lou before, but never to the point of actually getting his number to call him or anything. I guess it's a little bit maybe starstruck. I don't know. Lou's a great guy. He's got a great show. I think he was fined by the FCC a couple times too. He was on.
That gives him street cred,
Yeah, it does. I mean, I think he got hit big, like 2 10K fines or something really huge and stupid. But Lou was on a lot of radio stations with a couple companies. I don't know what happened. I'm not sure what he's doing now. I think he's on one now instead of but he was on just a whole bunch of them at one point in time. And I really thought he was going to get huge. Lou still does his show, LouGentili.com. That's spelled Gentile. I think it's every night, actually. I think he does a 5-night-a-week thing from 8 to 10.
That's crazy. That's a hard...
Or maybe 8 to 11.
That's a hard track to run,
Yeah. I think it's 8 to 11.
Our wish list.
Yeah, these are our wish list people.
Yeah.
But
Adrian Paul.
the Highlander.
Christopher Lambert.
Christopher Lambert. I'd rather have Paul on. Trent would rather have
Yeah.
Lambert on.
That's how I feel about it.
David Tennant.
David
Oh, we
Tennant, we
already
already
said
talked
that
about
one.
him, yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. William Shatner.
Will Shatner. We might be able to get Bill Shatner.
Probably will.
That would be...
That would be cool. That would be a
amazing.
WOTU great right there.
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell.
Also Bruce Campbell.
I know somebody that knows.
I'll ask him about that crazy Old Spice commercial.
That's right.
You know, I'm lost in the crowd. Anyway, you guys haven't seen it, but there's all these really hot women just walking around, you know, laying around this baby grand piano, all dressed all skimpily, and somebody in the background is singing Duran Duran's "Hungry Like a Wolf," like
Hungry like a wolf.
But it's like, I'm lost in the crowd and I'm a hunter after you, you know. But it's like loungy, and all of a sudden it's Bruce Campbell sitting there with his, like, you know, the tuxedo shirt and the tie that's been undone, and he's just sort of leaning against the baby grand piano, looking all bored. What in the world is that commercial about? It's for Old Spice.
It's about Old Spice.
It's about Old Spice, but what does it mean? You know, I mean,
It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't. It doesn't. But it's great.
Classy.
They're Old Spice. They don't have to advertise anymore.
Yeah,
it's like
it's classic.
Coca-Cola. Why advertise?
Yeah.
Huh?
Patricia Cornwell.
Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna segue into when I was talking about off the air about great TV commercials.
All right.
Excuse me. And the one of my favorites was it was either a Ford or a Chevy commercial, but it was around Halloween, and whatever company it was that they were disparaging, they were showing all the films, all the horror movies where they tried to start the car and it never cranked. You know, you get from clip to clip, and then they showed their car company's name on there, and they're like, well, you know, we're so and so, we're there for you, or something like that. You know, it was just great.
Yeah, it was
great
classic
marketing.
because I mean, you know,
And you know, I saw that run like one October.
I don't know why.
I don't think I saw it ever after
Why?
that. I
I mean,
thought it was
I-
a great marketing
I don't
strategy.
know. Maybe just Halloween car commercials just don't fly.
Maybe not. People
Why
aren't thinking
not?
about buying a new car in October. I don't know. I think it'd be a good time to think about it because
I
the
think
new
so,
models
too.
are rolling out. You know, trying to get rid of the old.
Out with the old, in with the new.
Patricia Cornwell. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
She wrote a book a number of years ago, a nonfiction book about who she believed Jack the Ripper really was. And I'd like to get her on to talk about that. But she's so big, probably won't get her.
Dean.
Oh,
Dean
yeah.
Koontz. That's another. You can see these
Dino.
things get dreamier and dreamier. I guess. Well, you can't get much dreamier than Will Shatner when you bring that up. But you know, some of these unreachable people that we're going to try to reach this year.
Stephen King.
You never know.
Stephen King. There's another.
Straight out of Maine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straub.
Peter Straub. He wrote. He actually co-authored a book with Stephen King. Actually, 2 books with Stephen King. One was called. The newest was called like Black House, and it was a continuation of a novel that they began, I think, in the 70s or 80s that I'd read as well, called The Talisman. Both extremely good books. And the sequel, Black House, takes place, I believe, in real time many years later. Good stuff.
In real time.
Pick it up. Yeah, Talisman is the first book. You have to read it first. And it's fun. It starts out with a kid in the story, and then the sequel to that's called The Black House.
Weird.
Or just Black House. I don't remember. But it's Peter Straub and Stephen King. Great stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we got Rob Zombie.
Rob Zombie.
Robbie.
Just
Billy
about the
Idol.
Halloween thing. Billy Idol. That's a possibility because Ethan knows him.
That's true.
Angus.
Angus Scrim. Ethan knows him too. The tall man from all the Phantasm movies. Boy! That guy.
That was his. Oh, Scott's Angus.
Yeah, that was mine.
Scram
Angus.
impersonation.
And then Scott's favorite.
My favorite.
Billy Boris Pickett.
Oh, yes. Billy.
Monster
is it Billy
Mash.
Boris or is it Bobby Boris?
I think it's Billy.
Oh, well, Pickett. Mr. Pickett, the guy that wrote the Monster Mash. And I've had him on, and I want to have him on every
Just a,
Halloween.
like a, how you doing, buddy? You know,
That's
kind
it.
of thing.
I'd like to have him on, like, in a non-Halloween time, though.
So what is that? Yeah, what is he doing in the
Bill
non-Halloween
Lynn back
time?
on for
I've got his home number somewhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we get these things from WOTU, you know.
Yeah.
And shrunken zombie heads and, you know.
Yeah, there's that one time, you remember,
you
when
know.
the fan sent us the voodoo doll of you with a pin sticking through the head? You
I
remember?
know.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding about that.
That was really not very nice whoever did that.
The Trent Lackey voodoo doll.
If it weren't for my own druidic shamanic magical circle protection of evil +1, you know, I could, you know, I would have had, you know, I'm protected from evil outsiders. I just want you to know that.
I actually
15th level
I actually have a
paladin that I
friend
am.
of mine. A friend of mine. I'm not going to mention his name, but a friend of mine who was an attorney that had I don't know if it was a mad client or a client that just didn't like him, or maybe it was someone on the other side of something. But years ago, they sent they claimed that they had a voodoo doll of this person that they were gonna use. Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah,
something
probably.
else.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's
we
it's
get
just
Wade
crazy.
Davis back on talking about voodoo.
Wade Davis could talk about some voodoo, dog.
Yeah, you know, that's true. I don't know if he'll do it again, but I mean,
Oh, I'll get him. I'll
Voodoo,
catch
you
him
know-
between South Africa and South America.
Yeah,
somewhere.
but I mean, voodoo is a part of the paranormal, right?
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird, you know.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
well.
don't talk much about like witchcraft.
Nah, not really.
Wicked witchcraft.
Wiccans, pagans, druids, and voodoos.
I'll tell you what, man. I've just broken a song like at least on 7 occasions.
Tell me something that I didn't know.
Witchcraft.
You wicked witch.
That might be another act.
You wicked witch.
You just made that up.
I did. That was
I was talking about the Sinatra song, you know. Witchcraft.
Scott, I don't really know what you're singing. I really
right,
just made
that's
that up.
fine.
I was loungy and I.
Take me back to Monterey.
Oh, well, I know that one because of a very popular restaurant that we
used to frequent back in the
drink
day.
incredibly huge beers. I mean,
Oh,
our-
college. Oh, college.
oh,
Thank God that's over.
flower of our
Anyway,
youth.
Time for the next break.
Time for the next break, guys.
Oh, yeah,
we'll be
it is.
back right now, but it'll just be seamless for you.
Smooth,
Smooth on out, nice and smooth and creamy. We'll be back
It's gonna
after
be creamy.
this. Gosh. And we're back.
Final chapter.
Oh, the year in review.
2007.
We do that way too much, you know that?
What?
That's why you're my best man.
Huh?
We think on that same level, man.
I think
Say the
so,
same
you
thing,
know.
yeah.
I'm picking up what you're putting down,
That's right.
and vice versa.
Yeah.
I gotta chop things up.
There's a
You're there with me. You're handing me the axe when I chop
I am.
things up, man.
there's a guest right there I want. You see the
Oh
book?
yeah. You've had some trouble getting him though.
Yeah, what's his
Professor Alan C.
Kupfer, yeah.
Kupfer.
And I've called and left a message at the college he works at, and his voicemail. I've emailed him. I'm just gonna start harassing him in this new year and see if I can
Just
get
bug him.
Yeah,
You know.
that's some of the stuff I'd like to get into as well. Maybe some of the fiction writers, not a lot of them, but some of the fiction writers, like, for example, you know, we were talking about Sherlock Holmes a minute ago. Maybe, you know, because there's writers that write in the style of Conan Doyle today, and they write, like, new Sherlock Holmes books from time to time. They'll come out. And some
Yeah,
of them
I mean,
are
that's
pretty
kinda fun.
darn good.
Right.
So, I mean, stuff like that. I mean, just a little on the edge of different. And,
A
you know,
little on the edge of different.
yeah, it's
seems kinda
something
nice.
like Bono said when I'll probably totally mutilate this quote, but it's something along the lines of, you know, when they finished one tour or one album, they said, "Well, we're gonna leave now because we've got to go back and dream it up again."
Yeah, that was from Rattle and Hum, I think.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
I mean
I believe
that's
that's what it-
basically what we have to do this year.
Yeah.
We have to go back and dream it up again.
Yep.
Reconfigure, rethink. You know,
Yeah.
we'll do it again next year. You know,
Upgrade.
we'll look back and say, hey, we had a great year and we had some crazy guests, and we'll laugh about some of them and probably cry about other ones. And
Yeah, that's how it goes.
now we have this secret thing here at the show that we never talk about, and every year it gets renamed the worst guest.
I don't think
We're not going to talk about. I mean, we're just talking
no.
about it now, but we're not going to. We're going
Name a
to.
name.
It changes. The name changes every year, though.
Uh-huh.
We call it the blank award. We had one this year. We'll let you figure out who it was. We had one last year. We'll
That's
let you
true.
figure out who that was too.
That's true.
But
You can just speculate, and you can email us what you think the
worst guest of 2006 and the worst guest of 2007 was.
you know, but I mean, it's different perspectives. I mean, from their perspective, it's like, well,
and maybe
that's not what I'm into, but you know, we're looking at it from a different perspective.
Well, maybe they're saying, you know, the worst radio shows I've been on, and WOTU's probably getting the award a couple times too. You know, hey, you know.
well,
And I'm sure from some of the guests we've had on that I've gotten into some conflict with. They're
Yeah.
probably like, that Jay Scott's a real SOB. You know,
yeah,
I mean,
you've gotten some emails, I think.
oh yeah,
about that before.
Yeah, I've got comments on there. You know, Jay Scott
Yeah.
needs to go back to the medieval age, the
Yeah,
dark
yep.
ages, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
My response is, call in. Let me make fun of you. I'll get you head on head. Sure,
Yeah.
I'll take it on. Come on, bring it.
Take me on. Take on
Bring
me.
it. I'll take you on with something called logic. Anyway, and we'll go from there.
And reason.
Reason and logic, yes.
But yeah, we definitely have an award, and yeah, it's a secret. We don't tell anybody who that winner. Of
Only
that
four
award.
people. Only 4 people in the world know who that recipient is this year, and that's us 4.
Yeah, and
Well,
like
we're
to keep it
minus
like
1 tonight, but yeah, and we will keep it that way. But there's just a look into the behind the scenes WOTU, because you know it happens. We talk about it. We talk about all these people we have on, and sometimes it gets to a point where you're like, oh God, you remember so and so? Oh,
No, not that.
oh, that was awful. Or gosh, you could feel the pain through the the on air stuff where you're making notes and looking back and forth at each other and passing notes around, going, oh yeah, what about this?
Yeah, the uncomfortable silence, I think, is what we try to avoid.
Well, and that's one great thing about radio too, is the fact that a lot of times we'll make faces at each other. We'll get we'll hit a comment by somebody, and you're like, you're just making this face, and they can't see it, and it's great, and y'all can't see it out there either, which is funny.
I mean, there's no telling what we're doing. I mean, I could be riding a unicycle in here for all you know.
I'm wearing a Chihuahua shirt tonight. see, no one knew that until I just busted that out.
Hey, maybe that's something else we can do. Put it
A Chihuahua shirt.
I am.
Look at-
I'm wearing a Chihuahua shirt.
you put it in a live cam.
Yeah, put in a live cam. No thanks, man. Oh man, can you imagine how bad that would be when one of those quotes from one of those guests is saying, and it's just like we have one of those faces like, or when we mouth to each other, oh my God, or I can't believe he said that.
In your Chihuahua shirt.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I cracked on your shirts, and I wasn't going to do it tonight.
That's cool, man.
But I really, it's a Chihuahua shirt. It's literally a Chihuahua head.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to get into the pants I'm wearing. It's real bad. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm also wearing some Lucky Charms pants. They're sweatpants. We just kind of came in tonight. There's no one else here in the studio tonight, so we just kind of came in and we were doing this pre-recording. I pull up and they're like, "What are you getting ready for bed?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm comfortable, so I'm here in my tennis shoes and Lucky Charms pants and sweatpants and a Chihuahua t-shirt, and I have a pullover sweater thing that covers the Chihuahua t-shirt, but still,
at least Dee and I made look.
You guys are in corduroys and jeans and shirts, but I look like I'm getting ready to go to bed, which I am. I mean, I have to be in court tomorrow, but it's fun.
So, let's talk about the year in general, Scott. What's a memorable moment?
Oh, I knew he was coming to this.
No, of course. I mean, everybody has this cheesy part. It's like the most memorable moment of the year. I mean, seriously.
I think probably one of the big ones for me was when I did pass the bar exam after trying so hard.
Absolutely.
And I read that letter out on the air.
Yeah.
When I passed, that was cool.
Yeah, personal milestone.
Yeah, that's one of them. The other one was when I proposed and I was getting married and all that stuff, and I had a little Scottish music playing in the background and the applause and stuff like that. That was fun.
Yeah, that was true. Dee, what about you?
Hang on, Dee, get the mic.
I'd probably have to say that it was probably the Wade Davis interview where we just took.
Hey, talk about that part where you told everybody you were having a baby. That might work.
Oh, I know, but you said as far as the show.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That's probably was the Wade Davis interview, and then of course, finding out that I was going to be a father and having a child. That's great.
Yeah.
At last, one of us is spawning.
No, man, that's
We
scary.
shall train them well.
I hope she looks like Gil, or he looks like Gil. Yeah.
No, man, Scott, that's messed up.
Anyway, the better half. No, I'm messing with you, T.
Thanks.
Anyway, no, but as far as the show goes, I don't know. Guest wise,
we've already gone over that. I think.
Yeah, no, we have
talked about it. I was just talking about the year in general. I mean, in your life or in the world. It
was a weird year.
Yeah, it was. 2007 was a very strange year for everybody.
I still think it should be 2007.
It should be 2007.
No, it should be 2007. Think about it.
Back in the 1900s.
That's what I'm saying, though.
In 1908.
But what I'm saying, though, is, when you go back in history and you talk about it, like 1806, 1807.
2007.
1906, 1907, 1910, 1920, 1930, 1940, 1950. 1980, 1990, you know what I'm saying?
2010, 2150,
Yeah, exactly. It's like 2,100. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah, 2000.
It's not the year 2000. It's the year 2000.
I'm sorry, it's Conan O'Brien.
But you know what I'm saying. I mean, it's like 1900, 1800, 1700. It should be 2000.
2000.
2001.
Well, I mean, maybe they should. Maybe
2007.
Actually, would it be the 21st?
No, this is 21st century. But it would be 20. It would be like 2001, 2002, 2003.
Right.
We'll be getting ready to go into 2008. I think that'll pick up later. It might take until we're out of the 10s and getting into the 2020s. I mean, honestly, it might take that because they're going to say 2020, and I may get shot down for this, and I may be wrong, but I think when it gets to like 2020, they'll be saying the year 2021 or
2020.
2020. I'm Sam Donaldson, and I look like Spock. I'm sorry.
He does.
Thought he did, kind of, yeah.
That's true. I don't know. I mean,
I look like a Vulcan.
he might be, for all we know.
Well, what's
I mean,
your most memorable moment?
I don't know, D. I was sitting there. I sit there and ask the question. I don't really have an answer for it. And
I do that sometimes.
It's true. And to tell you the truth, I mean, I can't really. I hate to say this, and I'll probably think of it long after the show is over when I'll think of that point, that memorable moment. But I don't really have one. I can't really say. I mean, I survived, and things, things are going.
What about from the transition to the old studio to the new one?
That was a different, feel. It's like
It's still a different feel, I think.
We've come around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's no longer.
Moving on up.
Yeah, it kind of is.
It's moving on up, but at the same time, it's like more cramped in here than it used to be.
I know.
It used to be really
I
wide
did like
open.
the spaciousness and
Yeah.
the tinfoil helmets that we got.
Now it's like we're in a closet.
and right. And on the one hand, it's really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't really look out the world, but maybe that's better because they
I
can't.
mean, there's a
see us.
window, or 2 windows actually now.
Yeah, but I mean, nobody. It's way over there.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know, Scott. I mean, I don't know what's going on there. But as far as the year, I mean, I survived, and things.
I will survive.
Things have worked out.
Sorry, man. Breaking into the song tonight. I don't know
No,
what
that's
the deal
fine.
is.
But I don't really have one, and I hate to say that. I'd like to say that. I have
D,
some kinda-
your moment was what? Wade Davis
Yeah, Wade Davis.
and having
Having a kid.
having a kid. Well, no, I mean, let's keep
passing the bar.
the personal
Going back to
stuff out.
school?
Going back to school. Okay, we'll leave the personal stuff in.
Yeah, I mean, as far as WOTU, I mean, moving into the new studio.
Buying a house, I guess, for me. There we go.
Yeah.
Getting a new car.
Oh, yeah,
Starting law practice.
Starting a law practice.
well, a big year for you, Scott.
Yeah. Wow.
Getting married.
Getting married coming up in 08. I'm not one of these 08 people, 08 people. You know what I'm talking about? Like the 07 people.
Yeah.
There's people doing that. 08. I'm not kidding you. A friend of mine, buddy of mine in Georgia's doing it. 08.
That's kind of silly.
It is silly,
I
but
think.
that's okay.
Wade Davis interview, all the heavy hitters, and the future. It's always about the future, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes
And
to
you know,
WOTU.
I've been slack, man. I've been slack. I've been, Dee's been prodding me. I mean,
It's hard.
Dee took over doing a lot of the stuff that I did before. You've taken over some stuff. Chuck's taken over some stuff. Everybody's kind of pitched in, and but it's real tough, man.
It
It's
is.
tough.
It's a lot of work putting this thing together. I mean, really.
And I usually handpick the guests myself, and that's something I like to do. But at the same time, when you deal with so many people and you've got so many deadlines, it's hard to to find the time to do something that we do once a week.
Yeah.
To put the kind of energy I used to be able to put into it, and it's but I'm determined and I'm set that this next year is going to be, I've put a couple other things on the back burner to make room for the new WOTU experience.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
The new WOTU experience.
That's
Day
right.
of the Pods.
Day of the Pods.
What else?
March 10th,
Yeah.
2008.
2008.
That's right.
But,
it will go down in history.
I hope everybody has really had a good year. We've lost some good people, and some interesting things have happened in the world in general. Paris Hilton going to jail, big moment.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm just kidding. It was like the most idiotic thing.
I was thinking he was going to bring up Budo or something like that.
Nah,
Oh, okay.
nah, I was just kidding.
Ron
Yeah.
Mexico.
Ron
Mexico. He finally got what he deserved. He should have gotten worse, personally, but
Yeah. Anybody
And,
that fights dogs, come on.
yeah, animal cruelty. George Bush is finally leaving. I'm not getting into politics. I mean, that's
Yeah, I
just
know,
the one
no,
comment
it's
I'm
fine.
going to make.
But yeah, you're
leaving.
right. It's about time.
He's leaving.
Good Lord.
The tyrant, the fool captain of our.
I don't know, man.
Ship.
I'm telling you what, he's looking for something to make him go down in history here. So who
He
knows?
already has.
Well,
Being
no,
the most incompetent president. In the
well,
history.
yeah, but what I'm saying is he's trying to find something now to make himself relevant, and that scares me in a sense because
He
that
might
could
do
be
something stupid.
an Iran invasion.
Yeah.
It could be a number of things.
Well, let's try to keep on the positive. Let's keep to the future and try to keep things
Back to the future.
in a positive light. But I mean, this year's just kind of flown by, and I can't really say there's been really great things with everybody's lives and the world in general. A lot of sad things too. But and as far as WOTU is concerned, I'm all eat up about it.
You're all eat up about it?
I'm all eat up about it, yeah.
What does that mean?
I'm excited. You know,
Okay.
I'm anxious.
You're excited about what's to come.
Yeah. I'm all eat up about it.
I'm going to change
ready-
a
ready to
website.
go.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to change a website. I'm going to get on it. It's still going to look the same crappy way
Are
it
you
looks
still
now.
Are you still going to get like flaming guitars that spin around in circles?
Yes. No, I'm kidding.
and skulls that are moving up and down.
I'm gonna make sure the website looks at least somewhat up to date. I don't know what to do with the earlier stuff from 05
like
and some of the earlier stuff from 06.
yeah.
I don't know what to do with it. I
Well.
may add it in to the
We'll
new
see.
year.
You should have more stuff on fire and maybe maybe a picture of Abe Vigoda. You know.
We're gonna have a picture of what's his name, burning Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my! Headless Horseman picture. You know.
Oh, yeah,
Finally, people
yeah.
can see my skills of an artist.
I need to do that. Didn't you mail that out though?
No, I didn't. I gave it over here. I sent it.
really?
Here. Nobody's mailed it anywhere.
It's still here somewhere though.
Oh my gosh, God! You're not telling me that.
Oh, it is. It's here. Don't worry. No one touches our stuff. It's
Yeah.
here somewhere.
But no, nobody's mailed it out. I was going to send it to Chris in Atlanta, but no.
Yeah, well, he'll be up eventually.
Yeah, he's going to come up to pick it up.
Well, wasn't he supposed to come up for the holidays here?
I thought so, but people get busy.
Yeah, it's true.
Things
He's getting ready
change.
to buy a house.
What?
He's getting ready to buy a house as well.
No, up here?
No, out in Atlanta.
Oh, in Atlanta.
Really?
Okay. Just
Good
gonna
luck
stay
to him.
down there in hot Atlanta,
Where it's hot.
where Neil Bortz is. Good show.
That's true. He is in Atlanta.
Herman Cain's down there too,
Really?
And Rich Anders.
and Rich Anders.
And Rich Anders.
What a crowd!
Yeah, that's true. Atlanta.
Atlanta.
So, I don't know. I think that's pretty much it for the future, right? I mean, is there anything else you want to say about it? We've talked about the past.
We got 15 minutes left.
Oh, we
so,
do?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
No kidding.
No kidding.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about January.
Wait a minute. Let's talk about the paranormal cruise that we missed out on. I'd like to be able to another promise to make for the future. I'd like that next time we do a paranormal cruise with Joshua P. Warren, we can actually attend. I'd like to do that next year. It's in October. That gives us almost a whole year to plan for that. Save up a little money.
Not only that, but maybe also the Out of Darkness tour.
Out of Darkness tour, a new one. That's a good possibility there. One that will hopefully be successful. Sell enough tickets to.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we should hold that in a bigger city. I don't know.
Maybe so. I mean, well,
All of these things are
kind of, well, they're experimental. You know, we were just experimenting anyway. So,
I guess that was one of the memories from last year or this year. I guess I can still say that. I mean, people listening to this are going to be listening to it tomorrow night. But as far as from 2007, one of the memorable events that started out looking real good that turned out kind of bad.
yeah.
We thought we were going to have this
Had
big
promise, and then it just sort of faltered.
Yeah, and for a while we were doing really good. We sold some tickets,
Yeah.
and things are going well
just didn't
until we had to
quite-
refund everybody's money.
Yeah, it just didn't quite make that line, really.
Well, this next year we'll get it done.
That's right.
I mean,
2008's going to
Better
promise.
Better guess.
2008's got promise.
we're going to make WOTU the musical,
That's right.
starting with this song right here. Paranormal, paranormal in the world.
Tonight,
It's the crack house
tonight,
and the Bigfoot.
tonight.
Fail me not.
Tonight. I can't have you stop. This is awful. People are actually listening to this. That's what's
really
so sick. That is just sick.
That's so stupid.
That is just sick.
Someone's
Someone's listening to this right now and laughing too. That's even sicker.
I know, right?
Sir or ma'am, you need to look at yourself in the mirror of your car or in the mirror of your home and say, why am I laughing at this right here? It's terrible. Well, me, but
We're either geniuses or idiots,
Here's a Trent's been running the newsletter.
Well, yeah, we're common. Yeah, we're laughing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something I want him to promise you guys you're going to get every month.
I promise that. I mean, I didn't know what to do with the newsletter.
Once
and
a
so,
month, man.
Yeah, I'm just going to practice, and I'm just going to kind of shorten it down because the last time I read the newsletter, it was like, my gosh, this is like a novel, basically, sitting here. And so there's so many cool, interesting stories out there, and my own personal opinions about the paranormal, which could span volumes, really. But and I'm just somehow somehow I have to manage to condense that down into just little snippets. We live in an information of snippets, and small little bits and pieces. It's like the stir fry of news, all little different pieces, like Chinese food. You know what I'm saying? And very little time to actually digest something involved and elaborate, just the way our lives work. And so I have to get out of that old Charles Dickens mentality that people can.
I love Dickens.
Yeah, I know, me too. Tolstoy also. 19th century literature where you can sit there and read volumes at your computer, and you just can't do it. People can't do it these days, and I think
people want to do it these days. The dumbing down of America.
Well, I think some people would do it, but it's like they all have. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time.
You
but
make time for Dickens, man. You make time for Tolstoy.
I agree, and so. With that kind
you make time for WOTU, man.
Yeah, totally. But
if you can spend 2 hours listening to us every night, you can definitely spend an hour or two sometime in your week reading a good book like Dickens or Tolstoy or
Dostoevsky.
Dostoevsky. Yeah.
I don't know. Homer. He never got. He's
been a big
cool.
Homer fan, but
really?
I've read some of it.
Iliad was pretty awesome. But anyway, my point is about the newsletters. The fact that I've been using this kind of mentality of like the classical big, thing. It's like I need to just kind of shorten everything down. You know what? And
Fielding, another good.
Oh yeah,
author.
Fielding, an excellent author. But that's my point. So yes, I promise you guys.
Conrad.
Conrad! Don't even get me
Joyce.
started on that guy. Joyce. Oh man. Finnegan's Wake, Ulysses. I've read Ulysses like 3 times,
and you still don't understand.
And I think my IQ increased by like 3 points after reading that book.
But you still don't understand.
No, I have no idea what it means.
No one does. I don't.
But it's brilliant. It's brilliantly brilliant. Yeah, I don't know. But my promise is that I'll work on the newsletter and I'll get it out to you small and succinctly. I don't even know if that word is appropriate, but
it'll work.
That's my promise.
So New Year's resolutions here. I'm going to quit smoking.
Oh yeah.
Exercise more. Get back into shape.
Exercise.
But Scott,
You're funny, man. Yeah,
that's really like what all people.
I know it is, but I mean, it's to me the point's here. It's time. It's time to do it. Time to get on track with things.
Yeah.
Trent,
my New Year's resolution, kind of get on the ball. I think that's just as simple as I could put it.
You dropped it. Time to pick it up.
Yeah, I have dropped it, but it's time to pick it up. I mean, in all facets of things that I do. And I don't know where this lethargy and, inertia, because objects of motion tend to stay at motion and objects at rest tend to stay at rest, It's Newton's law of motion. And I think,
You've been at rest far too long.
Yeah, I'm an object at rest. And I think I need to be an object in motion.
Kick it up a notch.
Huh?
Yeah, swift kick in the backside?
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, that's my New Year's resolution. I mean, to be an object of motion.
Dee Clements.
Oh, I'd have to say mine would probably be I'm planning on stop smoking myself, and I'm gonna try to be the best dad I can.
Okay.
That's my New Year's resolution.
That's true.
New dad.
That's kind of no, you can't do that, man, because that would mean you were a bad dad before.
I'm not a dad now.
I know. Well, you understand. That's what I'm saying, though. I mean,
Yeah.
it's got to be something about your current lifestyle that you're going to change.
Oh, I don't know. Stop smoking. I guess.
Stop smoking.
Oh, I'm not going to stop smoking, and I think I'm going to start heroin.
Hey,
That's the Perry Farrell diet.
I was going to say it's the gateway drug that cigarettes are. It's
Nah, I'm kidding. I mean,
those Marlboro Reds, boy, they'll lead you into heroin and cocaine.
What
a bunch of crap. Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, maybe I should look at that. I definitely need to consider watching what I eat now. I just I love food way too much, and I need to start eating healthier. That's just flat out what it comes down to. I'm not saying I'm losing weight. I'm not going to make that promise. I'm going to promise myself that I'll eat healthier.
That's fair enough.
I think it's a different way of looking at it. I mean, when you say I'm going to lose 50 pounds by so and so, and you don't do it, and all of a sudden you get all depressed, and then you stop and you lose. You kind of get all depressed. But it's like eating healthy. That's just like a lifestyle change.
It is a lifestyle change.
And then when
when
you start losing weight, you're going like, oh, well, wait a minute. Let's start.
I should keep on this lifestyle change.
Right.
Stuff.
I mean, it's like a it's something that you do, and then there's a pleasant side effect that comes from it. You know what I'm saying? And I think maybe resolutions should not be geared towards the result. They should be geared toward something that would cause that result. You know what I mean?
So they should be geared toward the action.
Yeah, the action and not the result itself.
So I'm going to exercise more. I'm going to eat better.
Yeah, and all of a sudden you're
Not, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to look like this.
Yeah, you sit there and you do those things, and then, your side effect is, even though you're kind of tricking yourself mentally, oh, you know what? Smoking, that really stinks now. I mean, it's hard for me to do it. I don't want to do it anymore. You know what I'm saying? So psychologically, you stop doing the bad habit by picking up some good habits, rather than just trying to stop the bad habit. See what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Yeah.
I'm no expert on these things. I just really...
You're optimistically looking at the glass as being half full.
Maybe so.
Instead of half empty.
I really just came up with that. Just,
That's good stuff, man.
Just now, really.
I like that.
Thank you.
Good. Incredible.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Highly intoxicating.
Highly intoxicating. Use the mind. It's the greatest.
Tommy Rot.
Tommy Rot. Oh yeah, we'll start using old school.
There's
Using old English.
that's we picked that up from a Doctor Who episode. The phrase Tommy Rot.
Absolutely, and he met Charles Dickens.
Yeah, he went back and met Charles Dickens
and fought ghosts and whatever.
and it was one of the better
demons.
episodes.
Oh yeah, it was a fantastic episode.
And the guy playing the supposedly past Charles Dickens, he was a Tommy Rot.
So we're gonna, here at WOTU, we're going to start using more completely out of date, archaic Victorian phrases like Tommy Rock
and I'll give you what for
and rapscallion, near do well. No one says near do well.
Near do well.
Yeah,
I'll give you what for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can you think of even more? Read your Sherlock Holmes, and we'll just start using those. I think it'd be great. Pip pip. No one uses that one.
Cheerio.
Cheerio.
Cheerio. I mean, I don't know. If,
I bid you adieu.
Yes. So, wow. We've just yacked our way straight to the end of this.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
we got about 5 minutes left.
So, anything left you want to get off your chest? I don't really have anything to say to get off my chest. I mean,
just a Merry Christmas, which we already had, and a Happy New Year.
Yeah, we didn't say either one of those.
No, we didn't.
Are you going to send out that elf thing?
Yeah, I'll try to.
Okay. That'll be fun.
It's like I'll try to. It's like, okay, that'll never get done.
So, in other words, you're not going to do it.
Now, I'll make a point of doing that.
I mean, don't you just have to send to the mailing list?
I think so. I don't know how that works. There's a link I can copy in it, right, D?
Yeah.
Okay. Where did you send that last one to? Did you send it to the
Gmail
account? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll pick it up then. I'll send out to all of you wonderful listeners that have subscribed to our newsletter. If you haven't done that yet, it's on the front page. Go to worldoftheunexplained.com and just put in your email address, and we'll send it out to you.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's been an interesting year for WOTU, for our lives, for everything. And some people say they get a little depressed about getting older or things changing. And some people consider that like an obstacle. And I think it's more of an achievement. You know what I mean?
What do you think? You think we had a better time last year than this year?
That's hard to say. I mean, I'd like to say we've had our moments here this year, and we've had our lulls. But, we've had the same
we had
thing
the same thing
year.
last year, though, yeah.
I think in the first year, or year zero, it was a lot more, chaotic, because we had no idea what we were doing.
Yeah,
Chuck went on board.
like,
Dee was on board.
Yeah,
we were just
can't
like...
survive without these guys.
I know. I mean, it's like we were just a bunch of yabos not having any idea.
No, that was kind of part of the fun, though.
It was part of the magic, sort of the mystery of like.
And then the big
picking
thrilling
up some-
close last December of having John Zaffis and Doug from Ghostly Talk come down and do a ghost investigation with us.
Yeah.
That was pretty thrilling.
Yeah,
That was a heck of a way to end a year.
That's true. I mean, we didn't do anything.
One of those again.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun. I mean, like we talked about that ghost hunting stuff before, but we don't mind if we did one of those again because they're fun. You know?
And we ran it live, and that's what made it fun.
It's different when you're talking about ghosts, and it's different
when you're doing
there.
it live, and the stuff happens when you're there. So if you guys hadn't heard that,
Right.
you're a conservative rip too. But
Yeah, Scott totally lost his mind at that
I
point.
was feverish that night.
was nothing-
I was running like a fever of like 103, 104. It
Nothing
was
like nothing
stupid.
Nothing like
Cold winter.
running a radio show and somebody having a feverish rant.
And I'm just like,
Another thing.
it was like late. Oh man.
But it's hilarious.
I went back and listened to that recently with you. Remember?
Yeah, and I was like,
before we moved
God,
studios, I was like,
can't
listen to
believe
this.
You did that.
And it was just hilarious. We just could not stop laughing. We had people like abandoning like the chat room and stuff that night.
Because, I mean, Scott just went off.
Oh, man. It was fun.
Kind of insane moment.
I'd do it all again.
Would I do it all
Minus
again?
the 102 fever.
Yeah, minus the 100.
Yeah, but that made part of it fun because, I mean, you probably wouldn't have said half the stuff if weren't, like, your mind was completely off.
My mind was like,
yeah.
Oh, man.
Where is my mind? Well, strike up the band, crank up the cues. This is a night for America.
America.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed the New Year's special / New Year's WOTU musical, you know.
/ rant.
/ year in review /
We hate that Chuck couldn't be with us tonight.
I know, totally.
He's just being a blowhard.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
You know.
Or he's being a ne'er-do-well.
Actually, I think he's probably in D.C. still, kicking it back, old school.
Yeah. Kicking it back like Run DMC.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah.
So, we hope you've enjoyed this little whatever it is that you call it, and we will look forward to seeing you all in the new year.
2008.
2008.
That's it.
So, anyway, Scott.
I'm Jay Scott, your only JDDJ on the Omnisound Radio 1 network. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And for Old Lane Zion's sake, Robert Burns. This is Trent Lackey. We're coming to you from Kernersville, North Carolina. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. S Novым Godom. S Prazdnikom. Lustig Weihnachten. Feliz Navidad.
That was
Adios.
pretty cool. What about Small Town where we talk about big
Small town when you talk about big things. Sorry.